we good.
Yeah, we straight chillin', serial killing, pre-cold villains on the mic, got you reeling. Five-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a one-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos. By the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
What up, nerds? And welcome to another Old Nick episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. How's that? My name's Bob, and I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 563, recorded on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. Tonight we're talking about 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, we got Showboy Randizo. What's up, man?
I want to kill everyone. Satan is good. Satan is our
Satan
pal.
is our pal.
What's going on, buddy? Satan is our pal tonight, apparently. That is the plan. We stick to the plan.
The
What's going on, man?
number of the beast.
Hair's bells.
How's that?
How
Last but
is
not
that?
least, calling in from Seoul, South Korea, we got Shaboy Soju. How's that?
What up? It's your boy Jimmy Soju. How's that?
How's
Let me
that?
get one
That's
of them Jimmy Soju's, the drink.
It's the business forwards Jimmy right here.
It's like
that?
the how's that?
How's that?
How's that? It's the
Ah.
it's actually soju flavored sprinkles. How's that?
Jimmy's.
My droogies, my jimmies.
They come up with sprinkle little jimmies on there. I've
I
never
like
called,
my
Jimmies.
baby.
never called sprinkles jimmies, by the way. That's a weird
Wrong
thing.
region.
Just want my cream covered in Jimmy's.
Just want
Say
my,
less,
my
please.
cream soaked in jimmies, please.
Let Jimmy's on top.
Yeah,
How's
well,
that?
It's just the kind of prick I am.
Oh,
Just
how's
kinda prick.
that?
I am.
Ooh, how
That's-
is that?
That's what I say after the business. How's that?
How's that?
But it's
they
really
just
like,
reply with,
Please
"How's
say
that?"
yes. Please say good. Please.
Oh god.
Stop asking a question. You're answering my question with a question. I can't stand it. Sweet Jesus.
Oh shit, this is the show, isn't it?
Yeah,
What's
we're doing
next,
a show. We're doing a show. We're back in the theater for the first time in the year of 2026. Was it good? Was it a stinker? Stay tuned and find out. Before we get into the review, let's tackle a little bit of housekeeping real quick. Over on our Patreon website, we do have our February poll currently posted. If you support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we will be talking about this February. The theme for February is Bodacious Babes. If you're unfamiliar, February is Women
With
in
babes?
Horror Month. You don't know anything about
Never
Bodacious
heard of
Babes.
such a concept in my life.
I've got something to sell you. It's a plan. 10-week plan.
How's that? 10 week.
Oh man.
Turn you into an alpha.
Get your hand off my penis!
Step one, we mail you a purple velour tracksuit straight to your house. You put that on immediately. You don't take it off. You don't.
You never take
You
it
shower
off.
in it.
You're now a never nude.
And that's how you get laid. You stay clothed 100%.
That's always clothed. The
Step
ladies
one.
love it.
Step one. How's that?
The bodacious babes.
Women in Horror Month is February. So we got 3 movies that were directed by females. And those movies are Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon, Nightmare on Elm Street 6, Freddy's Dead, and The Ugly Stepsister.
Whoa, Bob. How those numbers looking?
Slight change, but nothing crazy. In last place still, Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon with 11% of the vote. Second place, The Ugly Stepsister with 33% of the vote. Sitting on top of the old hill, Nightmare on Elm Street 6 with 56% of the vote.
Damn, 2 months straight, ugly stepsisters.
Yeah,
I know, just
man.
losing, just losing.
Just wait till next month.
Oh God.
Yeah, I like all three of these movies. I would say that is, I mean, arguably the best movie on this list. But that's not what the people want. That's not what they're here for.
They aren't here for the good. They're not listening
Yeah,
to
they
this
don't- yeah,
podcast
they don't-
for the good.
They don't want us to watch good films, Bob. We've learned that.
Mhm.
Yes, we have. They want us to be tortured, screaming bloody murder. How's that?
Let me in now.
Satan as our friend, Satan as our pal. Get those votes in before the end of the month. We'll see what movie we're talking about this February. We're dropping mini casts every other Friday per usual over on Patreon. We just dropped one on a movie called The Damned. Your boy Bob was talking about that. It is on Hulu. It is a perfect wintertime watch. I would recommend checking it out. So throw that on your TV screen if you haven't seen it, and then tune into our Patreon and see what I have to say about it. Next up, I don't know yet. We'll see. It'll be a fun surprise for everybody, including the three of us.
We're
Oh,
definitely
boy.
got it ready to go. It's just we're
It's-
building
it's-
tension here.
Yeah,
Justin's got it in
That's-
his can.
yeah.
You got to
Are you
check
on
my
the edge of your
can
seat?
if you want to.
Mini
Full of
episodes.
mini
Yeah, it comes with
casts, my can.
something.
Oh, you want your mini cast? I ain't gotta get in there.
Go ahead and rifle through my can.
Yeah.
You'll find
Yeah.
something.
We're elbow deep. How's that? That's all we got over on Patreon. Do you guys have anything you need to plug?
I do have a bonus episode coming out this week. So on my sister podcast, Don't Believe the Hype, we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Arctic Monkeys' first album, whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not. And a little bonus celebration just announced when I woke up this morning. New Arctic Monkey song is dropping on Thursday.
Oh,
So might have a little
Ooh.
bonus listening
Yeah.
party. I don't know.
top
It'll be the
optional
shortest
try,
episode ever. 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
So we'll
Sick.
see what that's all about. But yeah, check
Sweet.
that out this week. That's all I got.
Well, my house is squeaky, Rob.
Squeaky clean.
This house is clean.
All right, let's get into the main event. We're talking about 28 years later, The Bone Temple. And we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, did you ever pre-order that last box, or not just pre-order the last 28 years later? I listened back to our
28.
old episode and you were unsure at the time.
Yeah, I didn't love that last episode, that last movie.
But you bought it, didn't you?
I bought it today because of this movie,
Mhm.
and I really wanted to go back and rewatch it after watching this. So
Okay.
we'll get more into that. You can pre-order 28 years later, The Bone Temple on 4K Steelbook right now if you would like to do that. And you can buy it 28 years later, just 28 years later on 4K and in Steelbook form if you want to do that as well.
Bob,
So
why don't you
this
just
is
wait for the box set that's coming out?
Oh, yeah, I mean, if they do that third one, I'm sure they'll put out a nice like trilogy that'll be, available
Oh,
if
boy.
you want to do that. They do
Probably
good things.
in 8 different forms with 12 different slips and a bunch
Probably.
of different steel cases and one like
And
hanging in
collectible
dong
cards
somewhere.
too.
One just has a big fat hog sticking out the front.
Dude, that's the Hog Edition,
The hog edition.
the Steel Hog. How's that? It's some might call that just a sex toy, actually, and not a Blu-ray case.
Look, you can.
All right, 28 years later, The Bone Temple. This is in theaters currently. Brand new movie. I would say the first big horror release of the year. Rated R with a runtime of 1 hour and 49 minutes. This was written by Alex Garland, directed by Nia DaCosta, stars Jack O'Connell, Alfie Williams, Connor Newell, Aaron Kellyman. Who else is in this little thing? Ray Fiennes reprises his role as Dr. Kelson, a whole bunch of other lovely folks. Plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. As Spike is inducted into Jimmy Crystal's gang on the mainland, Dr. Kelson makes a discovery that could alter the world.
Ooh.
Brand new release, first time watch for all of us on the show here. Gentlemen, would you recommend folks at home check out 28 Days Later, The Bone Temple? Randy, kick us off.
I would recommend checking this out. It was a good theater experience, and yeah, we're gonna get into the qualities of this film shortly, but I think it's probably got some pretty broad appeal. If you're into any level of genre, I think you'll find something here. But that's my feeling anyway. Yeah, recommend.
All right. Juice, what about you?
I'm gonna give a medium recommend. You know what? For January horror, not too bad, you know. I don't think it's a must watch, but I think it's better than the last one. So if you like the last one, then yeah, you should definitely check this one out. If you didn't like the last one, maybe you can skip it. So medium there, slight loose. Bob, how about you? Would you recommend people check this out?
I would, yeah. Just kind of generally, if you're into horror, I think this is worth a gander. I know a lot of people really did enjoy the first installment of this, I guess what will be a trilogy. I personally was not a huge fan of it. This, I believe, is a pretty significant improvement.
Yeah.
So, whether you like the last one or didn't, I think this one could work for you. So I would generally recommend it. That sounds like I would say just to recommend, not a hard or loose recommend, just
Not
a
a bricked
recommend.
up recommend, nor
No,
a
it's
flaccid
just
recommend.
medium.
A flaccid hog of a recommendation,
Well,
of
I
which
don't know about
there's
that.
plenty of that in this
It's
movie.
it's like QJ.
It's a
It's
quarter
a
chub,
medium.
three-quarter chub,
Point
of,
0.75 Che.
it's not a full Jimmy, just three-quarter Jimmy. How's that?
Get in my hat.
How's that?
I don't know.
Check it out.
I'm confused.
How many ways are we going to make jokes about this fucking dick in this episode?
I mean,
every
a
single
lot.
sentence is going to be
A
a
lot.
dick joke.
It is called the Bone Temple, and there's so much dick in it. Like, our hands are tied. Truly, our hands are tied.
It is a significant amount of dick.
Yeah. So for that reason alone, check it out. How's that?
Oh yeah.
You want to see my ding dong?
Jesus.
Yes, apparently.
Christ. God. Yes. We're going to be spoiling the shit out of 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, and here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
All right, Bob, you got that plot synopsis?
Shano, I do.
All right, let's hear it, buddy.
Here we go. Shortly after Spike is rescued by Jimmy Crystal and his gang, he's forced to fight one of the other Jimmys to prove he's worthy of joining their group. Spike kills a Jimmy and thusly is renamed Jimmy and invited to become one of the seven fingers of the gang. Meanwhile, Dr. Ian Kelson notices the alpha zombie he's named Samson continues returning to his camp, but doesn't try to hurt him. He deduces Samson has become addicted to the effects of the sedatives in his blow darts. Samson seems to become more lucid while he's sedated, and Kelson begins talking to him and even dancing with him. Kelson considers euthanizing Samson because the sedatives are going to run out soon, but then Samson says the word moon. Kelson now believes he can further treat Samson. Jimmy and the Fingers raid a farm, and a pregnant woman escapes. The others are captured and skinned alive as a tribute to the deity they worship called Old Nick, aka Satan. Jimmy claims to be
to eat it with the skin. I'm not allowed.
fucking gross. Jimmy claims to be Old Nick's son and talks to him in his head. The pregnant woman interferes in their rituals, leading to two fingers being killed and the others being burned. Spike is told to retrieve the woman, but he can't bring himself to do it. Jimmy lashes out at Spike, and one of the Jimmys, Jimmy Inc., in an attempt to save Spike, suggests she saw Old Nick in person while scouting previously. She saw Kelson's red iodine-covered skin in the bone temple that he's created. She says this surely must be Old Nick and suggests they ask him what Spike's fate ought to be. They go to the temple and Jimmy confronts Kelson alone. He says if he doesn't pretend to be Satan, he will kill him. He agrees, and Jimmy plans to return the following evening with his fingers. Kelson, realizing he's out of time, gives Samson the drugs he believes will counteract his psychosis. Samson wanders to the nearby train where he was infected and hallucinates a memory. The other infected attack him as if he is no longer infected himself, but he fights them off. That night, Jimmy and his fingers approach Kelson's bone temple. Kelson puts on a satanic performance to Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. He tells Jimmy and the fingers what Jimmy wants to hear until he realizes Spike is one of the fingers. He then tells Jimmy he must be crucified since he's his only son, and the fingers must do it. Jimmy stabs Kelson, Spike stabs Jimmy, and Jimmy Inc. kills all the other Jimmys. Kelson says there is no Satan, only us. Jimmy Inc. crucifies Jimmy upside down on a cross Kelson built. Spike and Jimmy Inc., whose name is actually Kelly, go off into the woods together. Samson returns and tells Kelson thank you for what he's done. Kelson passes away and Samson carries his body off as Jimmy is left to die on the cross. Sometime later, Spike and Kelly are running from a group of infected, and we see Jim and his daughter Sam from the previous 28 days/28 weeks later movies attempt to help them out. Roll them credits.
I unfortunately had that I don't know about you guys, but the reveal with Cillian Murphy spoiled for me. Like I didn't know when it was going to happen. I thought maybe it would be happening earlier.
I knew he
in the
was
film.
in it, but
I didn't know that. So or I'm sorry, I didn't know that to begin with, but then somebody spoiled it for me. So that's what I knew.
I mean, that's not that amazing.
It happens,
to be
but
fair,
like
but...
not anymore. It would have been amazing like 15, 20 years ago, but
I mean,
now it's kind of, I guess, bog standard.
The next one's going to be his story arc again will be picked up, which I'm curious. After seeing this movie, I'm curious. I wasn't excited for the next movies after watching the first 28 years later, but I don't know. Like I'm pretty intrigued now. I thought this was a solid ass sequel.
And
I really enjoyed this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
like this really elevated the last film for me. Like like not one of our, like, as I'm sure anybody who listened to our episode can tell you, one of the big quibbles that we had was who the fuck are these tracksuit blondie ninjas that just show up and break the entire cadence of the movie, among other things. But that was a big one, a huge one. It just left a sour taste in my mouth. And this damned if this movie didn't like pull that shit out of the trash and make it like the centerpiece for me. I loved it.
No, what I was just gonna say is this is how I feel. So I will say I think that this movie does make the last one better in a lot of senses, but I feel that this movie and the little bit that was in the last movie, I feel like it would be so much better and more impactful and just kind of just make more fucking sense in general if the whole tracksuit thing was not a part of the gimmick. If they were like Lost Boys style gang with they had these cool masks that they wear sometimes, and they were just like a pack of wild dogs-esque Lost Boys mix kind of thing. The fact that they're still doing like flips and shit and like ninjas and the I don't know, man. It still is this weird flavor that I feel like it's just such a strange choice that could have easily been done away with and not changed anything else. Like if you just change that aesthetic and the fact that they're all named Jimmy, like nothing would change about the story really. And it would have this, they're still Satanists, they still torture people, they're still wild, they still have their same rules, just not the tracksuits and not the blonde wigs and not the name Jimmy. Like that's weird.
Well, that's a very
right?
specific cultural reference that's being made to
I know.
Jimmy Savile, and like so like they clearly wanted to make that parallel very directly. And I ended up not minding it like as time went on, as I like on first blush totally with you. I'm like, what the fuck? Like you can do without like the flips or whatever, but I can rationalize like some of the flipping, some of the knife work or whatever. Like these are like people that have been fucking basically either already killers that are like adept at killing that managed to make it into this fucking cultist crew because he then brainwashes them, or they become that way through the shared trauma of doing the shit that they're asked to do as part of the crew. So like I can rationalize that enough, but like like that wouldn't work if I didn't also know like the Jimmy Savile connection and understand that this is kind of a Lost Boys situation where like but the Lost Boy in question that's running it is stunted and fixated on childhood shit shit from his childhood and from his former life. And I don't know, I think while I think it's very silly, they do the fucking Teletubbies dance and shit in this. He's clearly like traumatized beyond fucking repair into being this like sadistic fuck, and he rationalizes everything through the lens of childhood media that he used to hold dear. Like it's
all he remembers from
and
like
it's kind of like
the normal
think about the
world.
worst incel motherfucker you've ever met and tell me he's not that same way with fucking Star Wars or some shit. Like
the tracksuits
it's
also
toxic
remind me
fandom.
Of, like, they remind me of, like, soccer hooligans too. Like it all just
I know.
feels very British and like
feels
I
too
like
pointed. Like where in the apocalypse, where do they get all of these tracksuits? Like it just doesn't
Any
really
store
make
that's
sense.
Yeah.
So the
I don't see
reason
that as a big issue.
I kind of do, because everything else that we see, like we still see, for instance, we have just two or three instances where we see like other survivors, people who are younger than Jimmy, I think, that have come up in the apocalypse that are still like struggling to get by, still struggling to fend off zombies, kill zombies, still get blood spattered in their face and become fucking zombies instantly. And then you have this like subgroup of children who all wear tracksuits. Where did they get the tracksuits? And they flip and shit. It's just this weird flavor that's just not necessary. Like I don't know what point, other than just like, yeah, this guy, he grew up without, that's what he remembers.
It's also,
but it's like,
it's a religious cult, and he just makes shit up as he goes.
He could
and
be a
he's just
Satanist. Yeah, I mean, he could do
pulling
the
on his
same
memories.
if they all just had random tattered clothes. It would be the
And
same
it would be just
story.
like anybody else. Like
it
that,
would
I
make
think it's
sense.
It makes sense the way it is. You just don't like it the way it is. Like
It doesn't really make sense. Why can
tracksuits,
they
any
flip?
clothing
Why
you can
can
have.
they flip? Why are they ninjas? He wasn't trained in some martial arts school.
I didn't see that much flipping going on in
Me
this
either,
particular
yeah.
movie. In the introduction, yes, it was like kind of
that one
well
when
past.
before she sees old Nick or whatever, when that one is going on her own, she does this like little like kind of flip after we've already seen that some guy get just some blood spatter on his face and instantly become a zombie. There's this zombie coming at her, she's got her blade, she like does this little like kind of flip thing.
It's a role.
I think she's capable.
It's like
it's not.
she's like 8 years
It didn't
old.
bother me.
She's like in her 20s, but I don't know. I don't think that's the biggest deal in the world, and I think that like they have to be. These are not just Satanists. These are also roving bandits. These are roving bandits that are going around. They're fucking basically Vikings. They have to have a capability to survive in order to even be doing what the thing that they're doing. And the way that they do that is by being perfectly adept at able to kill the zombies, and also being merciless to the people they find and stealing all their resources to do whatever they want to do with them.
Yes,
and
but
also like tracksuits are at any big box store you want to stop at. Not people aren't necessarily have like they might be there. Like might have a fucking box of them. Who knows?
I think
They're
it
scavenging
also,
everything.
But they keep
It
picking up
lends-
new people.
It lends them like this very iconic look too. Like how many zombie apocalypse movies have we seen where everybody's just dirty and looks exactly the same?
I
These
agree.
guys
But I
stick
mean,
out
if they were
in a
all
way
in
that I
pink
like.
tutus, I would still think like that doesn't.
I don't-
I would think
I
that's
mean,
weird.
I
too.
think
They didn't
this is
sell
a
it.
movie.
I think they sold it.
I think
This
the
is a
masks that
movie
they
where
wear
like
are
rage
enough.
infected zombies are like being cured and dancing with doctors, and like who gives a
Okay.
fuck about the tracksuits?
Well, another thing too. It's the very first opening scene. And the thing is this movie definitely, this movie balances these things much better than the last one. So
think
it
so,
is, I will say it is a lot easier to accept in the way that this movie handles it, which is a huge accomplishment, I think. But
Yeah, I agree with that.
the very opening scene, though, is like, oh, you're going to fight to the death. Okay, these are the flipping ninjas, by the way. The ones who survive, who do a roll and don't get any blood spattered on them and just like survive. The dude gets his pants pulled down and stabbed in the leg with
Because
a
he's playing with his
knife.
food. His cockiness
Yeah,
is
he's
his
not
downfall.
taking it
I think that's pretty
seriously.
clear.
Yeah.
You don't think that somebody being
His
obtuse
ego
like
is-
that? Literally, that's like any like so many like fucking the Cyclops in the Odyssey was too smug and got his eyeball knocked punched out like because he was stupid with his food. He
It
played
stretches
around
a
and conversed with his
little
food.
too far for me still. I guess my thing is I can handle it. I just kept sitting there thinking like, okay, you say, oh, it's an iconic thing, but I would trade all of that for it to just fit. Like honestly, like because I don't think it doesn't make me go like, oh yeah, fuck Jimmy Savage. It doesn't make this kind of like pointed idea that's so necessary to the theme of this movie to where I really just would prefer if they were just dressed in tattered clothes and I could accept that there was just this band of rabid dogs. Like still say nothing else changes. Like nothing else changes except the aesthetic and the Jimmy aspect, because the fact that if they like worshipped Jimmy Savile or something, or they like, or their religion was based off of media, then I would be like, okay, maybe they're trying to say, but
I think
they worship
is
Satan.
kind of. They worship Satan through the teachings of a dude who is fixated on those things from his childhood because he's an ungrown man-child with murderous tendencies. Like I think it makes as much sense as any insane cult you've ever heard of. Like think of any cult and then think about how they're asked to dress. I don't know. It could be based, and especially in a world where there's nobody there to like contradict. Like you don't have access to the world knowledge that we have.
These
so,
kids
like,
are just trying to
you
survive.
could tell
like,
them that Satan lives in all of their buttholes and
They're
whispers
just
sweet
trying to
secrets
survive,
if
but they
you
have time
listen
to go
close
seek
enough.
out
And they would.
tracksuits.
the tracksuits. We gotta leave
He
the
does.
tracksuits alone.
The class tracksuits
But,
are not.
but it
a
goes against
non-issue.
your but it goes against your argument.
what
They're
against
just trying to
how?
survive. It's like, how are they just trying
Well,
to
these
survive but
kids are.
still
The
going
kids
and
are.
finding
Jimmy
out a
is trying to
special
be the king of
outfit?
shit mountain.
Yeah.
He will make
Jimmy's
them do any
manipulating
dangerous things
Yes.
that he could
He's a
possibly want
fucking-
them to do for thrills because he's a
psychopath. He's a fucking psychopath. He makes them wear the
They're
tracksuits.
following a man-child psychopath in order to survive. In order to just
Touched a
survive
nerve
him.
here. Damn.
I don't know. I just think it's a little obtuse.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think having being bothered by tracksuit ninjas in a zombie. We had the
That's
same
fine.
problem last film, so I don't
That's-
I
think it's
think that they
obtuse.
sold it though, and all of the problems you're bringing up are
You're
things
obtuse.
that I don't necessarily.
I'm not
have.
obtuse. You're obtuse.
The way the
Too
last
combative.
movie,
Too combative.
the last movie is like tonally and even visually inconsistent in a way
Yeah.
that really stuck out to me and bothered me, and I didn't like it, especially given how like consistent the previous two movies had been. I think jumping from that aesthetic to 28 Years Later was a bit jarring, but even in and of 28 Years Later itself, like it was inconsistent in a way that like when you're introduced to the Jimmies at the very end, you're like, what the fuck is this next movie going to be? Is it going to be like a straight up comedy? Because that's kind of what it felt like. And then Nia DaCosta came in with that idea and like leveled it out in a way that I think
she
is
saved it, man.
way more
Totally,
palatable.
really.
Yeah.
She saved
Yeah,
it.
totally.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
And like I find this cult to be fucking so interesting in its weirdness.
I
And
do think
like,
it's interesting. I do think the other as it unfolded, I do like the beats of it. So really, like I was saying, like I wouldn't change anything other than the aesthetic, really, and the Jimmy
I get
aspect.
that. Yeah.
But the charity aspect, the way that they speak, his, when they see Ray Fiennes out in the woods and he's fucking red. Like I love how that all played out. And when he does I'm sorry, go ahead.
the Iron Maiden.
The Iron Maiden,
That
thing,
shit
like
is
that
so
shit
fucking
cracked me up.
Oh, it's
His
so
character was great in this, and it made more sense too for the previous movie of like him being a doctor. We were saying like, what is he doing in the first movie, and like him being a doctor and like
Why he didn't kill
treating
the alpha.
people and why he didn't kill the alpha, and even the alpha becoming addicted to drugs. Like I was like, this is pretty
He's
interesting.
kind of a
It
monk.
is.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
doctor turned monk sort of
He's
character. and that
way
sells in this
more
movie better.
he's way more religious than the guy who's leading a religious cult. And I love that juxtaposition of like this guy who was born and raised in a church and him like taking that idea and bastardizing it and manipulating it to his own benefit. Whereas like this man of science ends up being like pretty damn spiritual at the end
Yeah,
of the
he's just
movie.
driven
Makes a
by his
temple.
curiosity and like
Yeah,
his
yeah.
respect of the natural world or natural or the
Yeah.
order of things.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I really like Ray Fiennes. Yeah, I like him better in this movie. Like, it's easier for me to get where he's coming from.
Mhm.
Whereas in the
Yeah.
first movie, he's a very inscrutable figure. He has to be because he's kind of somebody that Spike is going to as a desperation move. We don't really, but once we get to sort of know what he's doing, his bone tipple and all that shit is fucking like crazy looking and intimidating to look at. But it starts to make sense or whatever, and that's kind of the journey we don't get in that first movie with the Jimmies that we get in this movie. Is we kind of get some kind of rationalization for what they're doing or the way that they behave and how they are, why they are the way that they are. And I really loved watching specifically the scene with Jack O'Connell. It's Jack O'Connell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack O'Connell and Ray Fiennes like meeting for the
Talking,
first
yeah.
time and talking, and like there's just something like there's something so calm and placid about Ray Fiennes that he's able to take this psychopath down a notch and get him to reveal
Yeah.
shit he otherwise wouldn't. And I think that speaks a lot to the character as well. It really, I don't know, it spoke to me, some of that stuff. I really liked the way those characters worked.
When Jack O'Connell's like, I like you. You're easy to talk to. I don't think I've ever liked anybody ever before.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
God, that
don't
says a
either.
lot. Yeah.
But I did like the juxtaposition between them, though. It's especially too. Now, this is one thing where the aesthetic kind of works in the way it plays off of what Ray Fiennes' character is doing, because Jimmy has to take on these things to build this kind of identity, right? And it's so central to who he is and how he operates. And then he gets there, and like Ray Fiennes has this temple that he's done purely out of like
Memorialization.
therapy, yeah, or like obligation to the world, and he's like experimenting with drugs, and he has the music that he plays every night, and he just goes dancing
Big
and stuff
Duran
like that.
Duran guy.
So, but it's just
Who
like
among us?
it's the difference between someone who is just stealing influence, stealing, or imitating art, or I don't know, like
I know what you're saying, like-
everything he does about his identity is stolen, right? And is kind of fake or put on in a way. And
He's
then
a bullshit
he
artist.
yeah, and then he meets Ray Fiennes, who's just out there really doing shit, and he's actually inspired and enthralled by him, like even he's like, oh, I like the work that you've done here, like
You're
as a
not full of
Satanist there's
shit.
a
He's
bunch
the
of
guy
bones
that's the
and
real
stuff,
deal,
but
who's not having to
yeah.
manipulate people constantly
Yeah.
by telling them whatever is expedient in the moment that he can conjure from his childhood or from his past or from wherever.
Yeah.
He just says shit. He's like, yes, there's many bone temples across the land. Like, and even like Kelly's like, you ever think that's bullshit? And it's like, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't
This
I
one-
didn't think she was 20, and maybe I just I read them
I
all
think
as
she's
like
a slight person.
14,
But she could be
15.
I think the actress probably is at least 20, but I don't. In the movie, she does look a bit
it's
young.
tough to say. I would say
Yeah.
somewhere between 15 and 25 is a safe
But to
bet.
be fair, I think Jack O'Connell's definitely in his 30s. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And he even looks quite young. Like he's just kind of got a kiddish kind of face, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, he does. There's like
sorry.
this movie has like funny moments, like comedic beats,
A lot of them.
similar to the first one, but it just feels so much more like baked in and like a part of the story, and not this like weird glaring thing that sticks out. So I mean, you've got Kelson like high off his ass dancing with Samson with his dick hanging out to Duran Duran. Like that is hilarious, but it makes some kind of sense in
And
this
it's e-
movie.
And it's even funnier when like our characters who are obsessed with the devil see him and watch us and go, what
Yeah.
the fuck? And then think he's Satan. Like,
That's Satan.
I
Yeah.
love
It
that
makes
mix
so
up.
good.
Yeah.
In context, it makes sense. These kids
They
haven't
don't
ever
know.
been alive in a normal world. So, like, whenever he blows whatever that dust is in their face and starts lip syncing to Iron Maiden, like, they've never heard Iron Maiden
I
before in
know,
their
man.
life. So, like,
I
it
had
makes
this thought.
sense.
I had this
Yeah.
thought while that scene was happening, where it was like he started doing the shit, and it looks amazing, and I'm really loving it. But I'm like, man, this is like clearly like an older like dorks version of what Satan would be, and it's like I don't know, maybe they'll clock him for it. Maybe
Yeah.
they're like, wait a minute, what is this bullshit? Like, I don't
They
know.
love it,
But they're
though.
so disconnected from the reality that he comes from. He has like basically he literally has knowledge they don't of things like fucking Number of the Beast and all that
Yeah,
shit that he can
Medicine and
pull out.
Iron Maiden.
And then when he pulled, and I'm like, as soon as he pulled out the like fucking like barbells of flame, I was like, yeah,
was
they're
sick,
sold. I'm
dude.
sold. That is amazing.
legitimately drops the line. All right, let's crank this up to 11, and it.
I know he's such a dork.
He is.
This
yeah.
is the dude that was dancing to Rio. Like,
Yeah.
fucking insane.
With his beefy alpha man. That whole like sequence where he's like starts treating him and like talking to him reminded me a lot of Day of the Dead, Romero's Day of the Dead, because I mean that's like what that movie is about,
Yeah.
and largely the doctor like treating Bub and like Bub slowly becoming like more human while the humans around them become more animalistic and like murdering each other and stuff. It's got a lot of like shared DNA with that movie, I think.
Now, let me
Yeah,
say
there's definitely
this
some
too about where I still like the stink of the last movie kind of pulls this down a little bit. Like, Nia DaCosta really, really, really did save this in the
I think
best
so,
ways,
yeah.
but there's still some things because in that first one, if you remember, when his dad takes Spike out and they're like hunting in the woods, there's almost like different versions of zombies. There's like really big fat
Yeah, the
ones that
video
are
gamification.
slow. Yeah.
Slug thing, yeah.
And so this idea too that we have this giant alpha zombie who still in this movie rips people's spines out, grabs their head and rips their spines out. And then we go back and he's like a regular dude on the bus who got turned into a zombie and now he's fucking huge. I was like, that doesn't really make any sense either.
I don't know
Like,
how he
just-
got that big either. Like, I mean, the thing is, like,
the
he was a young
virus
man on the bus.
turned him into that,
Yeah.
maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it
Yeah.
had. I don't know. That's like the sci-fi aspect where it's like you could explain all this away with one line if you really felt you had to, and be like, some of them got bigger because it interacted with their hormones in such a way that made
Yeah.
them jacked and insane. Like,
Yeah.
but I ultimately like it doesn't have that much bearing on the story. Like to me, like not on a storytelling level, on a plot making level, sure.
Yeah.
So
and
yeah, I
the,
could see
in
that
the
as
general
well.
world building that they're doing here, like explain, like, you know, especially now that we're connecting the characters from the first film, we're like, okay, this is all connected in a way. But I mean, it was just like it was a cool kind of I really was thinking it, and they delivered on it because as he was becoming more loose, you know, as he was becoming more himself and he was having these dreams and stuff, I was like, are they going, like, what is he going to still be in charge of the zombies or whatever? And that scene where they're all just like waiting for him to turn, and then he turns, he just beats their
That was actually
asses.
that was amazing. That was an amazing scene actually looking
That was
back on it.
pretty
In the
cool,
moment I
yeah.
liked it, but I think looking back I like it a lot more because the way they shot, like it's him in his memory, he's sitting there whatever, and then all of a sudden there are all these people in his memory like looking down and staring at him, and they just sort of like he morphs back into current day, and those are the zombies that are now hunting him because they don't recognize him as their own anymore. Like that just is a perfect like transition. I just really loved the like
Yeah.
silent people staring at you. Like I don't know, it just really worked on a cinematic level for me. And then yeah, he beats wholesale ass, gets covered in blood, and the first thought I had is, oh, he is going back to the Bone Temple now, and he is going to be the devil to these people. And that's exactly fucking what happens to at least Jack O'Connell's character.
Yeah, those devil
So-
horns. Yeah, it works out perfectly. I love that whole sequence at the end where Kelson has the realization that like Spike is wearing one of those spooky masks. And he's like, well, if you're my only son, we all know what happens to
I
my
love
only
that
son.
twist.
Yeah,
You gotta
I
be
love it.
crucified.
I
It's
love
like,
it.
Damn.
And I love that Kelly's like, yeah, like
Kelly's
she's
into
immediately
it.
on
Yeah.
board.
Dude, that is such a great turnaround there. That the way that whole ending, like, it's just so satisfying in a way. The ending of the first 28 Years movie just didn't really feel very satisfying at all.
Not
It
at
was like
all.
bizarre and
A little bit of a
awkward.
thud, and then it turned
Yeah.
into a comic book all of a sudden. Like
Power
it was like,
Rangers.
It
Well,
had an
yeah.
emotional arc, and it ended, but it didn't end in any big way. It was really just more like it was very morose and just sort of sad. And then it suddenly turns on a dime and becomes fucking
Power Rangers.
cartoonish.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Which
and
is,
that's
this somehow levels it out. It's great.
That's
But-
another thing about it's like kind of a slight negative for this film. It really can't do anything to help itself, but it really can't just operate on its own. I mean, it can,
Yeah,
but
that other one sets everything up.
it
though.
sets all of
Yeah.
these characters up. You can't, if like the first scene is this kid who, if imagine just watching this film, not having seen the first one, not having
Yeah.
any context.
Yes.
First one, you're in a
It'd be
pool
tough.
with tracksuit ninjas in a zombie apocalypse with a kid you've never seen before, and the fighting. It just
Doctor
doesn't
treating a zombie
work
with his
very
dick
well.
out.
It's,
Yeah.
It doesn't work
yeah.
in isolation.
Yeah.
That's true. But
Not
I
really.
mean, I guess it kind of does, but not.
It
in-
could, but not really.
It drops you right in the middle of some
Yeah.
shit, and you got to like decipher
Yeah.
if you don't know the first movie. But and I think that's one of the big issues that like like I think it's what caused so many of the like unlevel feeling that we got in the first one, or that I got in the first one. It's because it's the first third of a story. It's not like clearly like stretch
even
this out.
doesn't feel
And-
like a complete story. Really,
No, I mean there's a complete story for Jack O'Connell's character, and I
Yeah.
think that is what, and I
Yeah.
guess to some extent for Spike and Kelly, but I don't think that it's clearly like it's a smaller part of a bigger whole, and
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
That's-
Kelson and the Jimmies are very like they're done. Like their story arc
Yeah.
is over, and then like Spike and Kelly are continuing, and I guess are going to meet up with Jim and his daughter, which could make for a pretty interesting like final film, maybe.
I'm
Yeah.
fascinated by where they could go with this, because like I'm thinking about all the pieces still on the board. Obviously, Samson's still there. We don't know if his transition is permanent or drug induced and is going to wear off. We don't know.
Yeah.
We
If,
don't
if they
know
would
if-
bring him back, or if like
because his connection is to Kelson, but
yeah,
We
I
know
don't know.
that Jim and Kelly and Spike are about to meet. They're about to like do some like I imagine like sounds like Jim is a very sympathetic person to outsiders, so he's going to probably welcome them in. And we also know that the pregnant woman whose family they fucking skinned alive is still out there and could
that's
come back
true.
and be like, "Hey Jim,
Yeah.
you don't know who these fucking people really are," and cause havoc
yeah.
that way.
Dude.
Nobody has the key to like curing the infection except for the now dead doctor.
Yeah,
And
right.
Samson kind of maybe, and maybe some notes in his thing. I don't know. Like, so, but I feel like Jim would be absolutely like well on board with whatever Dr. Kelson was doing. And if he should he catch wind of that possibility, I think that's a nice way to like really reach all the way back into the past, pull the 28 days later guy back to the forefront for a good reason, because he lived through some shit where like he like the way that he woke up, he was dropped into something. He had to fucking fight for survival, for the sanctity of these people that he was with. Like he had to, like he turned into an animal to protect his new family from animals. And it's clear by what he's teaching his daughter, presumably, that he has learned something about that. And it's like you're doomed to repeat history if you don't learn it. All these like tenets talks about how like turning your back on Germany is after World War I is what helped bring in the problems with World War II, and that it resulted in that. So after World War II, they like started trying to build up the economy. They tried to gave mercy where it wasn't, people didn't necessarily think it was deserved. And that led to a better outcome. There was no World War after that. So, like, I think he's got the proper perspective to do the right shit to finish Kelson's work, basically. But we don't know how, if at all, he's going to find out about this. We just know there are pieces on the board. And I'm really interested to
Yeah.
see how it plays out.
yeah,
I would prefer Nia DaCosta direct the next one too, but I think Danny Boyle has already gone on to say if they get the money for it, he's gonna come back to direct
oh
it.
boy.
Yeah, I feel like her vision for whatever this movie was just felt more complete and consistent, and I think she fucking knocked it out of the park. There's a couple like gory moments in this where I had to turn my head, which rarely happens, but that skinning sequence where you see
Dude,
like the body is completely flayed fucking got me pretty hard. And then immediately after that, where they have the fight sequence where the girl like cuts down the kid's arm like slowly and you see it, like, oh my god, man, that's just hard stuff to watch. Pretty gory shit.
I mean,
Yeah, and then he caught them bitches on fire. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
That whole
Yeah, that
just
was-
that guy got
sequence
his.
was yeah.
such a great
wild.
sequence.
Yeah,
When she got like when the woman he was fighting got the hook in her head and started talking
Yeah.
about her lost cat, I was like, oh,
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know. I love that as like just an additive detail to how this character gets got. She's like the most confident killer you've ever fucking seen, who's willing to do a Teletubby dance and then slice your fucking throat for no good reason. She's willing to do anything, and she's
Yeah.
about to fucking decimate this guy, and then something gets lodged in her fucking skull, and she is back to childhood for real this time. Like it's, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something about that that's like dark and disturbing in the right way.
Mm.
How's
Even
that?
I mean, even when the guy, the very first scene when he gets stabbed and he pulls the knife out and he's just like shooting out blood, but
Nobody helps him.
yeah, and then he's like talking and he says like his mom or something, like, he like just is
Yeah.
like so desperate and dying, and like that's fucked up too.
Yeah, I mean, he
Very
is
fucked
like,
up, yeah.
a kid. He's young, so yeah, it makes sense that he'd revert back. Like, this is it. Nobody fucking cares. And you realize in that moment, like, yeah, they don't care. They don't give a fuck about each other. And truly, like, Jimmy Crystal's pulling the strings and truly is manipulating these kids, pits them against each other in these really fucked up, crazy ways. I love the whole like idea of the seven fingers, and they're basically his apostles, and they have to dress like him with the blonde wigs, like they're like the long Jesus, the Christ-like hair, or whatever, and they have to like live
Well,
like
that's-
that. All that is I mean, yeah, Jesus was blonde, okay? Long
Jesus-
blonde hair. Everybody
Blonde Aryan ass
has
Jesus.
agreed to that, right?
God damn.
Just
And
uh,
ripped. He's definitely ripped.
it's gotta be just
oh yeah,
fuckable at the
he
end of
probably
the day.
swings some pretty hard dong too, if we're being honest.
Samson ain't got nothing on Jesus. all right?
Oh man.
The
It's just
Boy.
peanuts in your face.
the calling Satan Old Nick. I'd heard like Old Scratch before.
Yeah.
Old Nick was a new one for me. Did you guys know like right off the bat they were talking about Satan?
No, not really. And but even Ray Fiennes is like, do you mean Satan?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
it's like,
don't.
I don't know. An
No,
Old
it's a
Nick.
cultural
Yeah.
thing.
Is
I
it?
remember. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where, but at some point or another, I definitely heard all these euphemistic names for the devil across the years, and that's definitely an Old English one. Old Scratch, Old
Okay.
Nick, those sort of things. Like it's part of a pantheon of names. So I don't think that I don't think it's like the most common knowledge anymore. But this older dude knew it.
Okay. I love their conversation. Him even being like, well, I'm an atheist, you're a Satanist, and him just like piecing it all together, but it not really phasing him, and being like,
He's like,
do you
I'm gonna
mean
gut you alive, and he's
Satan?"
like, well, that is a quandary.
I
He's
guess
a dork. I love him.
he'd already seen so much shit at that point, like a crazy Satanist threatening to murder you. You're
Yeah.
like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I'm like
And he
curing
says, like-
zombies right now.
And like he's his like working when before the moon is brought up by
Mhm.
Samson, he's like clearly trying, like he's like, I finished all my work, my life's work is
yeah.
done, which I assume is the Bone Temple, and like, I'm pretty comfortable with dying. So it's like he's just very at peace generally, but he's not ready to check out for no good reason. You know what I mean? So he's
Well,
like,
then
I
he
feel
has
like
a
that
purpose.
definitely-
He even says,
Yeah.
"Oh, suddenly I did become afraid, but I thought of Samson. What would Samson do without me here and stuff like that?"
Right.
So he had a
Mhm.
purpose again. Yeah.
Exactly. And I love that. I don't know. There's a few things I can nitpick about this for sure. Like I didn't understand how the fuck
They got the tracksuits.
yeah, where did these fucking tracks
And the wigs. How many wigs?
that's just stupid. No, the
It really is.
what was I gonna fucking say? I lost it.
Sorry, I fucking threw you off.
My
My bad.
It's good.
Picking some nits over
Yeah,
here.
you said nitpicky things. I don't know how
yeah.
they.
Oh, like I don't know how the doctor would have been able to identify Spike with the mask on. That seemed like in the moment I was like, how he can't recognize him through this fucking shoe
Yeah.
leather that's on his
He's
face.
got a
Like,
shoe on his face. Yeah,
My
I
dude's
love
got a shoe
those
on his face.
masks. See, I like that so much more than the.
It does look
tracksuit
sick.
things. I thought
it
was
reminded me
cool.
of the
I
evil
thought it looked
Superman
silly too, to be honest.
movie. What was that movie?
Oh, you're talking about Brightburn?
Brightburn.
Brightburn. Yeah,
That's
the
it
little
reminded me
kid.
of Brightburn. It's the laces on
Yeah.
his face.
Yeah,
I thought about that too. Yeah.
For sure. Like I mean, I think it works fine, but like one of the masks looked exactly like the dude's mask from The Strangers. Like to me, all that stuff was
Yeah,
like very,
yeah.
very like samey to other stuff, which despite all of my kvetching, which there was a lot of it when they were introduced, I ended up really liking this unique look, to your point, Bob, for these guys. So that got smoothed over for me. The tone was really smoothed over for me.
It's going to be a
he's
Halloween costume this year for sure. Someone's going to be Jimmy
Probably.
Kristoff.
I don't know if I
yeah.
love that because he is based on a real monster,
Yeah.
like a real piece of shit, and I don't want people necessarily going around dressing like Ed Gein and
Well,
shit.
too
either,
bad,
so.
Randy. That's
I
what
know
you
they're
get.
gonna,
It's a-
but
One thing that
Spirit
was
Halloween's
weird too.
going to have it prepackaged.
I thought I was like, wait a second, why didn't that? To be fair, the version I watched on was not perfect, but when they're in that house, when the Jimmys are in that house, and he says, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you first, of course," or something like that, and the guy is in the kitchen cooking, and he gets the hot water, and I was like, "Well, this dude's definitely getting burned." Nobody got burned, right?
I think he
No, I think-
missed them with
Did
the
he?
pot.
How?
I
kind of
think.
spread
It
it
was,
all
like,
the way across the
staining?
table. I
Okay.
think they all got a
Yeah.
little burnt, except for fucking
Yeah.
Jack
I
O'Connell.
was like, "He's the
He's-
guy who's
Yeah.
closest."
But then he got
literally
clubbed
right
in the
front of
head, I
you.
think.
Yeah.
Or no, was it him? Somebody got clubbed in the head with the pot, I want to
Okay.
say,
Well,
afterwards too. But
I was
Yeah.
like, I
Terrible
that guy
shot.
did not make
Somebody
great
would've
use of
got
his one
burned.
shot.
Yeah.
Terrible shot. He fucked up.
Kind of
Pretty
fucked that
bad.
one up.
Well,
But-
but yeah, I did the yeah, we kind of brought it up real quick, but the charity again, the way that they speak and the I like that they left it to your imagination that like this was just one of the punishments, right? And they knew it, Spike knew it by name, like the take off your shirt. I don't remember what they said, but yeah,
removal of the shirt, or
remove
whatever,
the removal of the
pants.
shirt and
Yeah,
so
she's about to
and
take that dude's penis skin off, taking the
Whoa.
pants
Sure.
off.
I think she's just going all the whole penis is gone.
paint.
I
Oof.
think she's keeping it there.
I
Um,
thought she was gonna do it's because of the way they're doing like with the hang a dong and stuff, and maybe it's because they portray her as such a younger kind of kid. I guess that makes a lot more sense that they didn't go this route. But I thought she was gonna do like a kind of rape thing, like a rape humiliation thing. But
I
then
thought
I was
maybe.
like,
I mean, that's kind of what that is.
yeah.
I think.
But anyways,
I did want to point out, like the charity thing is also a direct Jimmy Savile thing. Like I think one of his catchphrases was
really?
that charity starts at home. It was one of his things, and they brought that up directly.
Oh
in this
shit,
movie.
they did. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I think all of
Ugh.
that like is cultural references that we are ill-equipped to know.
But I guess that's the thing too, is like, yeah, you put that together, but if I remember correctly, I didn't go back and watch. I tried to listen to our episode, but I remember when Jimmy was a kid, he was a pretty little kid because they were watching Teletubbies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just have to piece these things together that he was aware enough of this person to remember these things and internalize them. We don't even see him watching like
No, that's true.
the show or anything, and he's such a young
And there's
kid.
been
It is
some-
a bit of a stretch to be like, you
There's
know,
some,
yeah, he
like,
knew
art
all
truth to
of
that.
these phrases and everything. That's by the
But-
time he was like 4 or 5 years old.
There's some truth to that, but Jimmy Savile's like station, he was a knight. Like he was as known as like fucking like I'm maybe speaking beyond my my knowledge here, but like if he's a knight, I gotta think that as an entertainer, he's got to be like as known as Elton John or some shit. Like he's got
Yeah,
to
but
be a
what
pretty
4-year-old knows Elton John's
4-year-olds know Elton John.
story?
Well, not the story. No, like this is I don't know, but like these are like I don't think it's his story that he's going after. I think it's his childhood, one of his childhood heroes. I don't think he even necessarily has to know that Jimmy Savile turned out to be a piece of shit.
No.
He just this character just turned out to be a piece of shit
Yeah.
who happened to like Jimmy Savile's shows. He was on Top of the Pops. He was hosting that for years, which is like a cornerstone of BBC TV. So like I don't know. I think there's enough cultural profile for Jimmy Savile in the year, what was it, 2003, that a kid, especially a kid in a religious household, might have seen some of that shit. Because he had like charitable shows where he would like, Jim Will Fix It was one of his shows where he would like, a kid would make a wish and he'd make the wish come true. and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like,
Oof.
I don't know. I think it's, I don't find it terribly unbelievable in that respect anyway.
Yeah.
Well, any other major points you guys want to touch on before we rate this thing?
Soundtrack's dope.
Good needle
Soundtrack
drops,
is
yeah.
so many needle drops that were so unexpected, and I loved so much.
Yeah, faux show. All right, let's rate this thing out of 5. Juice, why don't you kick us off? How do you feel about 28 days, 28 years later, the Bone Temple, 28 something later?
Yeah, I think I love this the least. I respected that this movie was able to shave a lot and do a lot with what was going on, but I still had this kind of feeling of I think one thing too is this problem of it being this bridge movie, this in between where it can't stand on its own, is like part of it too is kind of going back to the old locations. And I already kind of had like a little bit of sour taste about some of it a little bit. So as we were spending time with like these kind of same old characters, and even though they were giving a lot better things to do and stuff like that, and we do get new ones with exploring what Jimmy's all about and stuff like that, but there was still just kind of like this lingering bitterness for me, or just this kind of like I just didn't fully want to dive back into this world. Starting this film, I was just kind of already like, I gotta kind of watch this movie, and I kind of had to overcome that a little bit. And I think if they had I know, looking back and everything, but this movie was not that long. It was an hour 45, I think. And I was thinking to myself, if they had just, I think there's probably some things here that could have been cut, or if you were gonna do like some sequel, maybe could have like let in. And I was like, if they had approached Nia DaCosta, if she had done the first two, I think there's a way to kind of combine these two movies to make it
Like a
more
re-edit?
satisfying. Yeah, I think you could cut a lot of the weird, unnecessary shit from the first movie and some a little bit from this one, and have like a pretty solid 2.5 hour movie that felt a lot more satisfying. If Nia DaCosta
Maybe.
did it. So I just kept thinking that, this stuck in this kind of bridge movie. Oh, did we lose Rob? I'm gonna stop here.
Ooh, we
Bob
might have.
is frozen. Oh, might have to
Didn't
do that
catch it.
whole review again.
Ah,
Bob, guess I should text him.
that ain't good. I don't know how long he was frozen for.
Nope, he's
There
done.
he goes. He's probably rebooting.
Reboot. Ba-dum. Oh, Randu.
Ugh.
Oh, here he is.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Bob. Where should
Okay,
I
I'm still
go to-
recording. Last thing I got, Juice, you said, I think there's a way to recut this to make it 2.5 hour.
Okay, good. Okay.
So,
All right, yeah.
Ray, I just hop back in.
yeah, you can just jump right back in.
Yeah, I think she could do it successfully. I think if she had the whole kind of story laid out in front of her, I think she could have made a more satisfying cut of this. That cut kind of all the bullshit from the first one a little bit from here, and just felt just, I don't know, overall more cohesive and a singular vision and stuff. But she did a really good job. I like that they finally gave some kind of purpose and meaning and depth to the doctor and actually what he was doing, and got to see him like be kind of wacky but also kind of brilliant at the same time, and spiritual a little bit. And it was just interesting. And his explanation of like why his skin was red and shit like that. The from a horror aspect, having this Satanist cult was like quite interesting. And I think does fit the vibe of what a world would be, an isolated world. You know, these people just trying to survive on their own and having no kind of parental guidance or any laws to abide by, and they just take pleasure in killing and torturing people and taking what they want. Like that makes a lot of sense too. And they were terrifying in that way. So I thought that that played out really well. I love seeing them get their comeuppance and getting fucking burned alive and getting a fucking hook stuck in their head, and like that was satisfying. The whole Satan thing I thought was really funny, but also the twist and really brilliant of, you know, crucifying him. And the Samson thing was pretty interesting. Maybe that'll feel a little bit more satisfying in the third movie. Maybe we'll see. But for the most part, I was pretty happy with it. So yeah, I mean, I didn't have as good of a time watching this, but I crawled out of that hole of like, oh damn, I have to watch this, to like, oh okay, wow, you know, good job, you know, saving this shit. So that was kind of more of my feeling, more my vibe, not like, whoa, yeah, that was awesome. So I think I'm gonna give this one like a 3.5. Solid. Solid. I'd probably watch it again, maybe like with the third one coming out. I could see, like, I don't want to go back to that first one, but with the third one coming out, I could see me revisiting this one and be like, oh, let me remind myself or watch a better version or something and then watch the third one. I would be fine with that. So yeah, 3.5.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Rand.
Randu. Okay. There we go.
No. Randu. How do you feel out of 5?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about this movie. I was like, we're pretty parallel path in terms of what we expected from this movie, but my reaction to pretty much from the jump, I would say like within the first 20 minutes of the movie, I was like, man, I'm actually really enjoying this. Like, what's going on here? I did not expect. I expected it to be the same but worse, which is what, like, just bog standard for any sequel, even within a trilogy. It just kind of feels like the novelty of whatever made the first one okay wears off, and the new things they introduced seem weird and incongruous, which seemed validated by the Jimmy's appearance at the end of the first one. But none of that shit started really bothered me in that the way I expected it to, and it actually started to become like all the weaknesses that existed in the first one, for the most part, like dissipated or were turned into strengths by this movie, and it made me retroactively like the first one a little bit more. I too don't know that I'm chomping at the bit to go back to watch that one, but I would definitely rewatch this one, and I probably will before the third one. I I'm a little excited to see how the plot works out. Like other things on the board. Fucking Samson has a daughter who lives in the original settlement from the first movie with Aaron Taylor Johnson, who is underutilized in that movie. I feel like that's gonna be prime real estate for storyline. Like there's going to be there's a lot of tendrils that are out there that can be pulled and woven together, excuse me. So I'm interested to see how that works, and the greater themes that this movie, this one ultimate story, is aiming to tell, because I feel I'm starting to see the stuff under the surface, whereas the first movie felt like pretty surface level. By like, it just didn't, anything that was underneath the surface was pretty blatantly said up front, and this movie is not that subtle either, but it creates a more depth and a broader world in which to sink a little bit deeper. And now that I understand like the kinds of different people that can exist here, it feels less like a video game, that there are different types of zombies out there, because there's also different types of people. This is like 28 years later does truly like mean a lot in terms of the development of this human society, this cut off human society. So I don't know. I'm really intrigued, obviously, and Alex Garland is somebody that I generally trust with sci-fi stuff. Like, he's somebody that we've seen good things from. Danny Boyles does great work. Nia DaCosta, though, is the one that rescued this franchise, this trilogy, from forgettability for me. I'm not going to forget this movie, even if the third one sucks wiener. Like, it's fine, because this movie, even though it can't be cleanly separated, I still really like this. I was really surprised by it in a positive way. Not a big complaint. Not a whole lot of complaints from me. Great needle drops. Great swinging hog. It's got it all. We're going with a 4.25. I was split between 4 and 4.5. So that's where we're at.
You know what I will say about this movie is it is the best horror film of 2026 so far.
Whoa.
Number one on the list.
Whoa. We're primate.
You got to start somewhere.
Number one on the list. Bob, out of 5, where are you going to rate the old Boner Temple?
Boner Temple. We barely said that at all this episode. I'm kind of proud of us, to be honest.
We made a lot of dick jokes. I don't
We
think
did.
we didn't dodge any bullets here. I mean,
Have you heard of our podcast?
So
We showed
proud I'm
some
proud of us.
restraint.
proud of us.
So proud.
We forgot to make the joke. That's not restraint.
How's that? Yeah, I like this movie a surprising amount. Going into the first one, I was really excited to sort of revisit this franchise, this really interesting zombie. It's strange. After we did our review on 28 Years Later, there are so many people that are like, they're not zombies. It's a rage virus. Like, they're fucking zombies. Like,
Are you
let's
who said,
get
who
over
said
it.
that?
Just, dude, people in the comments, man. Like,
Really? What, like
we-
on YouTube and
like
shit?
we understand.
Boy, I hope
Yeah,
somebody
we
got fired for
understand
that
it's a
blunder.
virus.
What would you call them then?
But,
what are we supposed to call them?
Infected.
The infected?
Just
Oh
the infected.
my
Yeah.
God.
They're fucking zombies. Get
Hey,
over it.
nerds, go fucking get laid.
Mhm. A rose by any other name is still a goddamn zombie.
Yeah,
God
I was
damn.
excited to revisit that franchise, and 28 Years Later was a bit of a letdown. Honestly, I was not about it. And this movie truly, I think I took everything that movie set up and elevated it and made it make sense and made it exciting and still feel pretty fresh and enjoyable. Just like looking through some of the trivia for this and like watching a couple interviews with people and like the differences between how Danny Boyle might direct a movie and Nia DaCosta, it feels like Danny Boyle is a little more free flowing with how he might direct a movie, whereas Nia DaCosta is a little more like focused, and I don't know, maybe more intentional. That might not be the correct way to describe what I was getting, but something like that. And I feel like that kind of comes through in both of these movies. I think the performances in this are just fantastic. Jack O'Connell playing this twisted cult leader psychopath is just so entertaining to watch. Ray Fiennes was the highlight of the first movie for me, and he again is fantastic in this movie. The whole like him refusing to kill Samson in the first movie drove me nuts. I was like, this guy just keeps coming back, and he's huge, and he's gonna kill you one day. What are you doing? And it takes that like very at the time stupid plot beat and makes it make perfect sense in this movie. And not only that, it becomes extremely interesting. And like I already mentioned, it shares a lot of DNA with Day of the Dead in a way that it harkened back to that movie, which I love. And I was like, man, that would be an interesting double feature. Just watch those, back to back. The ending with Cillian Murphy is kind of a nice way to tie all 4 of these movies together. Hopefully we get another one. They were saying like if this movie makes enough money, obviously they'll make another one. From what I saw, the budget was around 60 million, assuming that's correct. In opening weekend, this made like 32 million. So I don't know. I feel like for January, making 32 million on an opening weekend is pretty damn good, but obviously they haven't made their money back yet. So maybe we'll
Making
get
your
that.
money back in theaters right now is pretty damn good. So
Yeah. Maybe we'll get that third one. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I love the needle drops in this. I love the comedic moments and how they actually feel like they're important to the plot while being goofy and entertaining. You can feel everybody on set during that like Iron Maiden music video sequence. You can feel that they're just fucking having the time of their life making that. And it like that energy comes through the screen and you get to experience that with them in just a really cool way. I love the twist at the end where they're like, well, if you're my only son, we got to crucify your ass, motherfucker. Like, it's just, it's so satisfying, man. I had a surprisingly good time watching this. It's gory as hell. I feel like it's darker. It feels a little more like cruel than the first movie as well, which is something I think makes sense for a 28 days, weeks, years, whatever you want to call it, the 28 franchise movie. I don't know. It all just makes way more sense, and it does get me a little excited for the next one. So yeah, surprisingly, I'm kind of a big fan of this, and I wasn't expecting to be a big fan of this. So Way to go, Nia DaCosta. Let her do the next one, please. I'm going to come in with a 4 out of 5 on this, and that's going to put our aggregate at a 3.9.
Alex, I know you're
28 years
listening.
later. Yeah, I know. Listen here, bud. Bub.
I
know.
I
It's
know
like,
we're big time
obviously-
influencers in the horror scene now, so you know
Yeah.
we're getting directors' jobs and shit.
It is like Alex Garland and Danny Boyle, they like created all this like really rich, interesting stuff. And I feel like it just, when it's funneled through Nia DaCosta's POV, it just makes for a better movie at this point, I think. So let her do the next one.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump over to a Rotten Tomatoes segment, see what the critics and users have to say about 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Certified fresh to death.
Such a long title. Goddamn.
It's very long.
Such a long title. So this here is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to have these gentlemen guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is for 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Oh,
That's
boy.
right. I said it.
Oh,
How's
boy.
We're
that?
gonna.
That's
I'm
great.
having trouble pulling up my note here. So I'm gonna look it up. Look at here. But
Oh no, Randy.
it's fine. We're gonna start with the critic score, as we always do, which is also known as the tomatometer. Then we're gonna move on to the poopometer, or the user score. So in those in those critics scores, we have 257 reviews. 257. Keep that in mind as you try and wager what the aggregate positive score is. And Bob, you are gonna go first. What are you thinking?
Oh man, I seem to recall the critics enjoyed the first 28 years movie. I feel like this won't be any different. Probably pretty well received. How high? I gotta go with The Boys, 86 Project. Let's do it.
That's an 86 project, everybody. We know, you know what that means. It means I got to find this bomb.
One last disguise.
There you go. Stretch and stretch and stretch.
Yeah,
Juice, how about
everybody
you?
knows what that means. You know what that
Everybody
means.
knows.
We know.
Everybody,
You know what
this
that
guy
means.
knows. Jeff knows. Mike knows. Julie knows.
One
You
thing-
all know.
One thing I was just looking at, so Nia DaCosta apparently also wrote and directed another film that came out last year called Hedda. Did anybody see that?
I just not aware of
No.
it. I was just looking
And
at
it has good reviews from what I can see. So I'll have to check that out.
I like that Candyman requel too. Like,
Yeah, because I was like,
Yeah.
what? That's what I was thinking. I was like, what else did she
Wasn't
direct? She
she-
did that Marvels movie, which was not very good, but I
didn't-
don't think that's her fault at all.
Yeah,
So it
probably
was
not.
was
just
she the one that
this-
did True Detective, Night Country, or was that someone else?
No.
No. The only
Who was
television
that? No,
she's
that was,
done
uh,
is Miss Marvel episode and something else. No, I don't know. who that was.
Kusama? Did Kusama direct that?
I
Can
don't know.
carry on. I'll find out.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to check this movie Hedda out.
Issa
Hedda. So it's got old Imogene Poots in it. Whoa. Anyways, you know what? I was kind of surprised to see. I'm getting ready for our episode, and I was surprised to see that 28 years later was quite high on a lot of lists and stuff. So I think it's better. So I'm gonna shoot higher. You know what? I'm gonna $1, Bob, and I'm gonna say 87.
Ooh, 87. That's
I
a
think it's gonna
birth
be
year of
higher.
somebody.
Whoa, somebody great, probably.
You think so? Jury's
I don't
still
know
out.
them, but they're probably awesome.
97 boy over here, of course.
I'm 99, of course.
Oh, yes, we all know. So let's see here.
Of course.
One of you is clearly closer, but nobody's completely on the money.
Well,
The difference being about 5 percentage points. This one gets a 93% certified fresh. The $1 Digigo.
Damn.
Hail Satan, hail ye,
Oh,
baby.
oh shit. Oh shit.
It was a marriage to the beast.
Whoa.
The marriage to the beast. Hey.
Look at that. If I sit just right, I got the old double horns there.
You
God,
look
I
so
love-
horny.
Well,
I love
that's
how
all.
like
How's that?
Renaissance fair level Ray Fiennes is when he's doing his fucking Number of the Beast dance and shit. Like, oh,
His little get up and his makeup is so awesome.
and it's like blackened mouth and all. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good. I love it. Anyway, sorry. Let's move on to the user score, the poopometer. There's 1,000 plus verified ratings. 1,000 plus. We're gonna go in reverse order. Soju, defend your title. What percentage are positive?
I think it's still gonna be high. I think people are riding high on this. I want the boys. I'm gonna take the boys 86. Give them to me.
Oh, and you know what that means. You know what that
Oh,
means,
you know what
everybody.
it is. Oh,
Does this guy know what it means? Do you know?
motherfucker.
That's what it means. Bob, what about you? You got an 86
What a
on the board.
$1. I'm
I'm
a $1
taking
and
your
87.
boys. I strolled in to take your boys, Bob. What are you gonna do about it?
I hate it when you take
Role
my
reversal.
boys.
Those are my boys.
Bob can't keep his
Alright.
boys on lock.
I will say you guys are a little bit closer this time. Just 2 percentage
That was
points
pretty
away.
close.
A little closer.
Okay.
2 percentage points this time. 89%. Bob's gonna walk this one home.
Ooh,
We're
I
splitting
was
the pot.
closer. Ah, yes. That means I really win.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate
Hey,
it.
really?
I hate tying.
And that's
All
us.
right.
You either sweep or you're a loser.
Yeah, you're a loser.
We don't accept half measures here.
How's that?
Great.
Critics' consensus reads as follows: a direct continuation of 28 years later that ups the gore while deepening the dread. The Bone Temple is finely adorned by Nia DaCosta's unnerving direction, as well as Ralph Fiennes and Jack O'Connell's inspired performances. I think I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty solid.
Good.
All right, let's find a negative review and then we'll move on. Here's one. The Bone Temple starts 2026 off keeling over to the headwinds of mediocrity and appealing to the goodwill of an audience it evidently hates through snarky humor and winking condescensions at the material. Don't know what the fuck this guy's
What are you
talking
even
about.
talking about?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Did anybody feel the headwinds of mediocrity in this movie? Did anybody
The
feel?
headwinds of mediocrity.
I didn't
Damn.
feel those headwinds myself.
It's a little
I'm pretty good
dramatic.
at picking out mediocrity. In fact, I smell some right here in this review right there myself.
Ooh, Randy, you
Aspersions
bitch.
cast. All right, that's it for the Rotten Tomatoes segment. Bob, how's trivia looking? We got anything for this new movie?
Yeah, we got a little bit. Let's do it.
It's totally time for trivia.
Boys, you know, the Boner Temple set was constructed from 5,500 skulls and 150,000 bones, each of which was individually cast and attached to 1,000 uprights or columns. That's great. That seems so
Damn,
much
dude.
bigger than I would have guessed, honestly.
Yeah.
1,000 columns.
I mean,
That's a
lot of
lot.
shit.
It didn't see. It's kind of weird. It's kind of the same feeling of the Frankenstein movie where they're like, "Oh, Del Toro built the boat," and it just doesn't feel that big, which is weird. A
It's 'cause they
1,000 columns
filmed this.
seems like a lot.
It is.
And-
That's a shitload. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I didn't realize until this time, like for some reason in the first movie, I thought that the columns were like just strictly bone strapped together. I didn't realize they were strapped to trees and that's
Trees, yeah.
Like,
I didn't
don't know
really
why
realize
didn't
that
clock
either.
that.
I thought they were
Like-
bones too.
Yeah, which makes it like a little bit more understandable how a person could do this over 28 years. Then
Yes, that
I
makes
don't
it
know
a
how you-
lot more believable.
although
The
still hard to
headwinds of
believe. A little bit.
mediocrity.
The head- Fuck these headwinds.
These aren't even just totally bone. Nia DaCosta said she did not try to copy Danny Boyle's aesthetic or style. Quote, the thing that connects the two is that they're both bonkers, idiosyncratic, and very artistically personal works, DaCosta explained while adding, my big pitch when I was talking to the producers, including Danny and screenwriter Alex Garland, before I came on was I'm going to make it my own. I'm not going to try and make a Danny Boyle movie. That's impossible to make. He's so special. And it didn't really interest me. But good for her for just making her own kind of thing because it's better in my opinion.
And having it hang together perfectly with the first one as far as like continuing the story. It's not like they It's not like she
Yeah, it
fucked
didn't
anything up.
feel disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't Star Wars it and just make something that
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't Star Wars it and just make something
I
that
was
makes no
just
fucking
thinking
sense.
that.
Yeah,
I was like, it's not like Star Wars.
yeah, fucking 180. Like, here's
Oh
my
my
fucking movie,
God.
assholes. Hope you like it. Like, it makes
Sometimes
sense.
that
It
works.
doesn't. It's not
Sometimes it
outright
doesn't.
defiant to the previous
Ah,
film.
you know what that means? The headwinds of mediocrity blow strong,
Oh,
boys.
God.
Oh, how's that?
That's the motto of our podcast, I believe.
What about?
Headwinds of mediocrity.
I flew in on
Riding
the
high on the
headwinds.
headwinds of mediocrity and
Mediocrity.
the ocean of dick jokes.
And boy, are my arms tired.
Woo.
What else we got here? DaCosta
What
stated that
else?
while the theme of the previous film was about the nature of family, the Bone Temple would be more about the nature of evil, which would lead to the next film, which would be about the nature of redemption. Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll see. I still reserve judgment for sure. Like this last
Yeah.
movie.
This might be the only good one in the trilogy.
Like,
Possible.
I'm fully prepared for that.
However, though,
possibility.
I am ready for the acting of my boy old Cillian Murphy to
Cillian,
shine
yeah.
through. Yeah.
Oppenheimer
he's
Murphy.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
According to Ray Fiennes, while Danny Boyle's direction in the preceding film was instinctive and fast-paced with a clearer vision of desired moments, Nia DaCosta's approach was more deliberate and meticulous, particularly in close-up shots, allowing actors additional time to develop subtle aspects of their performances. In contrast to the previous film being filmed on iPhone 15 Pro cameras, The Bone Temple was filmed using the Ari Alexa 35 digital camera. I like the look of this one
yes,
better
yes,
too,
yes.
honestly.
Me
than the-
too. Yeah.
I forgot
iPhones.
about that iPhone thing. Somebody brought it up to me today. I don't remember who.
The
but like,
rig that had like 40 iPhones on it to
Oh,
get
yeah.
That's not filming with an
That's-
iPhone.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the real
that's-
sense. That's
yeah.
filming with a giant fucking
It's a
array
huge
of
rig.
cameras.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
$20,000 rig, basically. Like, it's not an iPhone. Yeah,
Just be
Yeah.
normal.
yeah. Seriously.
Let's just be normal, everybody.
The last bit I have
We're just
here,
normal men.
I wish.
blowing in on the headwinds of mediocrity. We're just
Just
normal.
innocent men.
God, we're so innocent. Last thing I have to portray
Comparatively,
Samson.
yes.
Chi Lewis Perry wore a full body prosthetic suit. Each suit took 7 artists 6 to 8 hours to apply and could only be used once. So the process had to be repeated more than 25 times during filming. For close-up or waist shots, they had simple partial prosthetics. So yeah, he had a full-on body. suit, I
Samson?
guess. Yeah, Samson.
That seems weird.
Okay. That does seem weird, but
It's just a naked
I
guy.
didn't clock it at all. Like either.
Me
like,
neither.
really
Why
solid.
does he have to have so
prosthetics.
many prosthetics? He's just a naked guy.
I know he's got
I
a
guess
lot of
to
like
make him look
scarring and
so-
stuff,
Oh, the
but-
scars.
bulking
Yeah,
and-
yeah,
yeah, the
I don't, but you can
scars.
apply scars, just scars. They clearly wanted to bulk him up too if it's a full suit. I got
Clearly wanted that dong swinging. So
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
they,
oh yeah.
you're telling me
I
that's
mean-
a prosthetic dong?
Oh yeah,
Stunt
for
cock.
sure. The stunt cock. It's a
Wow.
rubber dick. Some might just call it a sex toy.
I
don't
feel
know.
cheated.
That's minus half star.
I finally
for-
thought I
for
finally
fake-
found a brother in arms,
Oh.
you know?
the headwinds
like
of
me.
mediocrity.
Oh man, there's someone like me out there.
I have some representation on screen
Oh,
finally.
Representation is important.
I mean,
For the
it's a little
three-legged
small at
community.
the end of the day, but you know, I'll take what I can.
Look,
I
it's
guess
cold,
that's
you
alpha.
know?
I guess
He's not even tripping over it. What are we doing?
borderline
That's-
alpha. Just
That's all. We might let him in the club. The headwinds of mediocrity prevail.
The big head wins of mediocrity.
That's,
oh boy.
That's all the trivia I got. Let's talk Cooter of the Week.
Straight chillin'. Gooder of the week.
Juice. What is a Cooter and why do we hunt them?
Whoa, Cooter's a character type, Bob, and a straight chillin' exclusive. Cooter has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a Cooter. Well, we want the Cooter with the most points. The 5 points of Cooterdom are sexual deviancy, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall look and attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, who's
I
our
think
number
we got
one
a real
Cooter?
King Cooter in this film.
Scooter free, I think, really.
Oh,
at the
right.
end of the day.
God,
Whoa,
man, we
whoa,
got two
whoa.
ends of the spectrum here. I don't think there's a single point hit in this entire movie. All right,
Jimmy
but the
Crystal.
question to me is:
Uh-huh.
is it the Jimmies or is it Jimmy? Like, do we address them as a clique or as a single? He's a cult
think-
leader. I
I
feel
think
like
you got to go
Yeah.
Jimmy,
Jimmy,
number
he
one,
manipulates the
because I think
kid.
the manipulation is too high off the scale.
Yeah. So their manipulation, through the fucking roof.
Yeah,
Yeah,
manipulation
Jimmy
is number
Yeah.
one. Smug arrogance. Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah. How's that?
how's that? Mm-hmm.
it's bad.
Mhm. It's
Bad.
So yes, patheticness. Yes, I think so.
Oh my God, this dude is talking about fucking Teletubbies like it's the Ark of the Covenant. Like,
You don't
what
know
the
the
fuck are you doing?
See, that was another thing that showed people's age
They
too.
got
It's like those
TVs on
two
the
younger
tubs.
people like had no idea what Teletubbies
No.
was. So,
So,
I
like,
assume,
everything he said is from a world they will never know. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like when somebody tells you about all the cool shit they did or whatever, and it turns out like that none of that
That's
stuff's
not
true.
cool.
Like, it's just, or none of that stuff's cool. Yeah, it's like when
I
kids
see it
think
every
Creed is
day.
cool, as we understand to be
Oh
true.
yeah,
now.
but they just never really experienced it in its true form.
If they experienced the true Creed, they would not feel the way they do now.
Home now.
Yeah, what's your crew?
I swear that Chris Pratt in Mouse Rat is exactly Scott Stapp. I'm pretty sure that that's the character.
Well, they both kind of ended up on the same trajectory there.
They kind of did. They kinda
Just
did.
getting paid. Just getting
Mhm.
fucking paid.
So okay, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall patheticness. He's got the points. We've got two more. Look at
Sexual-
attire.
Well, he looks cool and believable, I say. So.
He looks really cool.
Oh, I think, man, I see this guy and I think,
Cooler
man, there's
than
not
Scott
a single
Stapp.
person I can think of that has ever been a bad guy looking like this. Like,
Yeah.
he just looks like a really
pretty
solid
straight-up
guy. He's trustworthy.
Looks like a normal man, an innocent man.
If he had come out there looking like, oh fuck, what's that dude's name? The music critic you like, who gives everybody presents? Nardwar.
Oh,
Look
no.
like the Nardwar cult.
Yes, everybody
That's the
presents.
SNL bit.
Whoa, Nardwar is a saint. Okay, let's not
Agreed.
the name of Nardwar
For now.
For now.
He probably drove the Lolita Express or some shit. We'll never
Oh
know.
boy. So okay, looking at tire. So was there any sexual deviance on his part? I don't remember any sexual deviance.
I don't
Not that I
think
recall.
so.
He didn't seem to be driven sexually
Mm-mm.
by anything.
So
I don't think he's
for-
above it by any means.
No, I'm like if I had to
but-
guess, but I just don't think they show anything. So
I don't think they had a reason to.
Wow.
narratively, So
he
4 out of
misses a
5.
point. 4 out of 5. So was there
Pretty-
anybody
he should have
else?
gotten on his knees and begged to suck somebody's dick to save his life. Then he would be top cooter for sure.
Oof.
Just like a
Dude, we've-
Jeremiah Sand.
That's what cult leaders are into, apparently.
That's what they're into.
I don't think there
I
is
don't think there was
anybody
anybody else,
If we're
really.
giving the kids a pass for being manipulated.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like kind of pointless to we don't I don't think
Yeah.
we spend enough time with any one specific sub Jimmy to
Except for the two that redeem him, or one that is not that there by will by that's there by force, and another that has a redemption arc. But she
Yeah,
also
so,
crucifies a guy, a piece of shit, but she crucifies him.
yeah.
So I guess you could argue. But yeah, I agree. I think I don't think there's really like Ray Fiennes definitely not. Samson
no.
definitely not. Like victims of circumstance. There's really
Spike,
nobody.
No.
There's really
the whole
nobody else,
family
yeah.
It's just
on the
victims.
farm,
The rest of the
no.
characters are
Yeah,
victims.
yeah.
I will say that pregnant lady has some fucking balls though.
She
You
does,
literally just
dude.
watched her friends get skinned alive and are still
Yeah.
alive, and you're gonna try to save your buddy, even if you kill the one, which she did. But it's like,
Yeah.
what do you
There's
Thank
a
God
lot
that
more.
dude-
Yeah.
yeah.
That dude had the hot idea with the
The
fire,
propane
or whatever, the
tank?
propane tank.
Yeah.
Hot idea, Randy.
What a hot
Ooh.
idea.
Ooh.
Yeah, watching
Also,
those
too,
dudes
one thing
catch
I was
fire
like,
was
you know,
great.
Spike has the bow, and I know, he's seen some fucked up shit. He's a kid, he's scared. But in the first one, a part of it was him kind of like overcoming all of that and
Yeah.
like taking his mother out against the odds. And I'm like, he could shoot someone with that bow. He could have killed Jimmy from far
I thought
away.
that too. I think he's just like
Yeah.
I think he's
He couldn't
over,
have killed them all though. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's just terrified. That's the thing
Just
about cult
scared,
leaders is like
yeah.
it's a horde,
Yeah.
basically like a small horde of people that
Sure.
if one of them goes down, the other 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 are going to come after you.
They're,
so-
they're never just on their own. Yeah.
he
Right.
does try to escape twice though. So I mean, he's
Yeah. So he's
I'm trying
bold
to do
enough to try to
something.
escape. Yeah. Well,
yeah, and he does kill that one kid to like survive, and like, you know,
He does, yeah.
he's doing some shit.
yeah.
So yeah, I think we got the cooter.
yeah,
I really,
that's a
I think
cooter,
that's
man.
about it.
Put him
Jimmy
in the
Crystal.
sub basement.
Lock him up, throw away the key. Hey, librarian, we're talking about what we've been watching this
Oh
week.
my God.
Hey gang, what you been watching?
Randu, what you been watching?
Oh, so much. So I finally rolled credits on Hades 2. It's an incredible game. I don't know if I mentioned that last time, but I'm playing the sort of the epilogue chapters now. And it's still just a fun game to play through, so I'm taking my time with it. I watched The Damned, which Rob, your producer, made a mini cast of, and I liked it pretty good. It was really, really high quality in terms of like aesthetic. I don't know that the plot was all it could be, you know, but I liked a lot of it, and it's like, I don't know, I like those sort of anachronistic period piece horrors, you know. Let's see. I started watching The Chair Company. In fact, we finished the season, but I need to watch this last episode again because I got tipsy and I don't remember much about it now. So,
Randy,
but I was enjoying that a lot. I'm shocked how
whoa.
much how much Tim Robinson I can take in a single sitting after having watched Friendship and having it been way too much for me. This is like a nice balance.
That's
So-
funny.
Is it?
Yeah, I loved Friendship. The Chair Company got it, like it overstates welcome for me. It's just the same fucking thing for a whole season, and it seems like they're
Oh,
just
really?
gonna do even more. And I was like, man,
I don't know. I'm still, I mean, actually engaged with like the mystery of it or whatever, and it may go nowhere. It may end up a thud or whatever, and that's fine. But I enjoy it pretty good. I think they took some surprising liberties with it. Anyway, I'm liking it. I watched a new Jim Gaffigan special called The Skinny. The dude's been on Ozempic or some shit, so it's him talking about that experience. Jim Gaffigan's I don't need to tell anybody. Great comedian, really, really funny guy, and I enjoyed it. It's very easy to watch and listen to. I can't believe this guy comes out with a fucking special like every year at least with new material. It's like really impressive. These guys that can do that. I watched a movie last night or maybe the night before called Emily, which is from a few years back. Not Amelie, but Emily. This is one about a babysitter, new babysitter with secrets, let's say.
Whoa,
man.
It was
dirty
okay. It was
secret.
like
scandalous.
it's a elevated Hallmark is what I would call it.
Oh, dirty Hallmark is what I'd call it.
That too.
Randy.
There is
How's
some ass
that?
cheek slaps in this movie.
Oh,
so-
yes.
Whoa, I bet there
Just not to
is.
spoil anything,
Oh,
but
I mean, we got a
Yeah.
babysitter over here with some secrets. I mean, you know,
some real secrets.
we gotta find out what they are. How's
Um,
that?
should probably keep
Uh.
some in her can.
Keep some
Elmo
right, in the can,
deep.
right next. That's where you put all your
Back
most
to
important.
back to the
material.
next to the mini cast.
Yeah.
Two more
On the
things
left
on
here,
my
we got
list.
the mini cast. On the right, some secrets. You know.
Just dig around. See
That's a
what
real
you
Sophie's choice.
pull out.
All right, a couple more things. One is the Drew Carey show, which I loved growing up, is finally available for streaming. It's a lot of episodes are on YouTube, so I've just been like watching episodes on YouTube, getting some nostalgia fix, and it's still a reasonably funny show for a 3-camera sitcom. I think that it was a little more innovative for its time than people give it credit for. They did a lot of like interesting improv shows, like live shows and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Not perfect, still dated, but
I never
good.
got into that show. Yeah.
I liked it. To me, like it hits a kind of like a little bit of a Roseanne note, but not as grounded.
Yeah.
I like that. And then last, I watched a found footage film. I saw a YouTube video. I saw like the first 2 minutes. I want to say the name of the YouTuber is Nightmare Masterclass or something like that. Some horror YouTuber who I occasionally watch, and they were sort of hyping up this found footage movie. So I watched it. I stopped the video like 2 minutes in, and it's like, I'm just gonna watch it. It was called Descent into Darkness: My European Dream, and it's about this dude who
The Scent in the Darkness, My European Dream.
the scent in the darkness. That's what we
The
call my
scent.
flatulence.
Smells like secrets in here.
Ugh, smells like horrible secrets.
The headwinds of mediocrity.
I struggle to talk about this movie.
Yeah,
Those are the headwinds.
damn.
Those are the tailwinds, actually. But this movie, like, it's a little bit of a struggle to describe. It starts off kind of like Borat, where there's this guy who's doing recording himself exploring Paris for his government, and as like somebody from Eastern Europe or whatever. So he's a foreigner in a foreign land. And things kind of go sideways for him a little bit. So it kind of starts on this Borat, a little bit silly, like fish out of water sort of situation. And it slowly but surely devolves into some of the most depraved shit I've seen in a long time. It found footage, as everybody knows, hits me right in the gut and immerses me really easily. And this one did that. The last one that hit me this hard, or it hit me harder than this one, but the closest parallel I can think of is that Megan is Missing. That one hit me really, really hard. This one less so, but still hit like it still disturbed me. And I was thinking about it through the night. It got to be a lot. And part of it is, and I don't know whether to call this a spoiler or not. If you have any interest in this movie whatsoever, just skip over this part. But there is, I would say, something of a trigger warning, because there are dead animal carcasses being played with in this movie.
Oh God.
And I'm assuming they were ethically sourced in whatever way you could do that, but I don't know, and I don't know how to feel about it, because they're like, it's like squirrels and shit. Seems pretty fucked up. I just don't know. I'm still thinking about that. But there's that, and then like just the shit goes real dark. So I don't know. I don't know whether to recommend it or not. It's one of those movies where it hits so hard I kind of don't want to tell anybody to watch it.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. That's it for me. Bob?
Oh, hey. I've been watching a few things. I watched the Twilight sequel, Twilight New Moon. Just for
I could have guessed for 30 days what he would have said next, and it would have
never. It's just a joke, guys. I'm just doing it for a joke. It's
just
funny, see?
I watched it with my wife, and it was funny. It is fucking terrible. It is a terrible movie.
We'll get there.
It's great fun. It's fun to laugh at. It is god awful. Let me tell you. Wow. It's
New Moon. Which one is that in the sequence?
It's so fucking
the second
bad.
one, he said.
It's the second one. Yeah, the shit that happens is like incredible. Honestly, 5 stars. Check it out. Been watching some Treme because it's carnival season. You know, Mardi Gras around the corner, and that is just a comfort watch for me. It stays on Max, so it's easy to throw on. I watched. So there's a new Fear Factor that started up that's hosted by Johnny Knoxville.
I watched an episode of that too.
Saw a commercial for that while I was in the States. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a perfect thing for him to host. Really,
it does. Yeah,
it does. But it's also like it's not traditional Fear Factor.
No, it is.
It's like Big Brother mixed with Fear Factor, and I don't know if I like that at all.
I don't know. I like. Yeah, they do. They're all staying in a house, and like they're trying to play up drama and pit these characters against one another.
It's not a one-off for any of them.
Yeah, it's like an elimination process where all these people are staying in a house. So it's got this like goofy reality TV show aspect that's baked into it that for like it has never interested me in any way in any show ever.
Do what they did.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Whenever they do the like
so stupid.
Whenever they do the stunts, which was really only
don't
at
ask
the beginning.
you, that's why.
They do like one stunt at the beginning and another one at the end, and like I enjoyed that quite a bit, but like the shit in the middle, I was like, this fucking sucks. Like I don't give a shit about any of these people. I just want to see them do crazy shit. Have meet a cockroach or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This guy's being an asshole.
Yeah. I might try and watch more, but I just don't care.
Yeah, I'm with you.
about that
I'm like,
stuff.
it's Jack. Like Johnny Knoxville should excel at this job, but they're making him like read fucking rules off a cue card, and it's not good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They did announce a new Jackass coming out this summer, which
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very stoked about. That's
For sure.
awesome. So,
Back to
la
basics, man.
last thing I've been watching is a new movie that was on Shudder called Beast of War. It is a shark movie, a World War II shark movie. It's
What?
about these Australian recruits, and they're in boot camp when we first meet them, training, and then they get onto a boat,
Oh no.
go out to sea, and the boat
Oh,
sinks, and they
sinks.
have to
Oh.
like not get eaten by a shark.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Okay.
That reminds me, actually, I also watched Dangerous Animals. I forgot to mention that one too.
Oh, dude, solid.
I enjoyed
solid
it.
flick.
Definitely
Yeah.
not what I anticipated it being.
This was okay. I really enjoyed the beginning of the movie when they're at boot camp. There's like some really good like moments like between these characters. They feel like well written, and you can tell it's a low budget movie, but they seem to be like doing a lot with what they have. And I was like really into it to begin with. When they get stuck on their little raft in the water, it kind of like comes to a screeching halt for me. And like there's a little bit of shark stuff, but not a ton. And I was like, oh man, it just kind of stalled out, which was a bummer because it started off really strong actually. And I was like, damn, okay. So it's okay. Light recommend. Like I said, it's on Shutter, so it's easy to come by. And that's really all I have been watching. Juice, what about you?
I have been watching a lot. I watched Train Dreams. I believe this is on Netflix. This is a weird kind of movie. Different. Kind of not peaceful is not the word, but it's got this like narrative sense about it. It feels like an old-timey kind of story. It's sad, but I don't know. It's kind of low key. It's like not a lot of like crazy shit's going on. It's just kind of about this guy's life. He's building railroads at one point. So yeah, it was interesting, different. I watched this movie called Elevation, which has Captain America in it. What Mackie? What is his name?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony
Anthony
Mackie.
Mackie.
Yeah, that movie sucks, but
Oh, no.
it's kind of like an alien kind of thing. But I guess you don't know if they're aliens or what. But they kind of like big ants, and they like take over the world. But they won't go past a certain elevation, like so people live in mountaintops because these ants won't go.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not good.
That seems like
Hmm.
somebody pitched that while very, very fucking stoned. And
Yeah,
never,
it's not.
never went
Yeah.
back to the rewrites.
It's not very good. I watched Life of Chuck, which I enjoyed a lot. That was
Nice.
a very different kind of a movie too. Very interesting. I didn't know like where it was going most of the time, and
Yeah.
yeah, kind it really. I watched it with my dad while I was still in the States, and I was like, oh, it kind of reminds me of Big Fish. Give me like hardcore Big
Yeah,
Fish
that's a good
vibes.
I can see
comparison.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's got Lillard, so it's better.
It does have Lillard. Yeah, it's got a lot of people.
Yeah.
I watched
It's
this
got
movie.
Franklin Rich.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I watched this movie that I really enjoyed while I watched, and I was like surprised I hadn't heard anything about it, and then went to go look it up, and a lot of people are shitting on it, and I was like, oh, okay. I liked it a lot. I don't know how to pronounce it well, I'm sorry, but it's the new oh God, what is his name? He's in There Will Be Blood and Gangs of New York, the amazing actor.
Oh,
Daniel
name.
Day-Lewis.
Daniel
Day-Lewis,
Day-Lewis, yeah, it's his new
Yeah,
film,
yeah.
and it's with Sean Bean, and his son directed it. Daniel Day-Lewis's son
Yes.
directed it. They wrote it together or whatever. I liked it a lot. It's about like an old IRA.
Anemone?
Yeah, it's like an old IRA member, and he is like separate. He's like lives in isolation because maybe he's like wanted by the government. So he is like separated from his like wife and son, and he just lives like as a hermit. Daniel Day-Lewis is the guy, and yeah, it's very dialogue heavy. It's very like, you know, they just talk about a lot of shit, but it's about like relationships with fathers and their sons, and like fathers and like just kind of father roles and stuff. I don't know. I thought it was actually I thought it was really good, and Daniel Day-Lewis acts his
Anemone.
ass off. Yeah,
Yeah,
Anemone.
I have heard about this, and it's
yeah, okay,
Anemone.
yeah.
Anemone.
I'm pretty sure like the big thing was that like Like Daniel Day-Lewis like came out of retirement to be in this movie, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
Yeah, and his son directed it, yeah. And he
right,
wrote it
and it's
with
about
his
fathers and
son.
sons.
And it's
like
about fathers
that,
and sons, yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with any of that, but that's the one thing I did hear about this movie is people like, oh, like Nepo baby stuff, whatever, that sort of thing. I'm
Yeah, I
like, don't know.
guess. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it is definitively, but
I
also,
thought, to be fair, as far as like the directing goes, the cinematography is quite beautiful in it. I thought the cinematography was real. I didn't when I started watching it, I had no idea that his son directed, so I wasn't thinking about any of this.
Yeah.
I was just watching it, and I was like, "Holy shit, Daniel Day-Lewis!" And then I learned about it later, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess so. I don't know, whatever." There you go.
So you did not feel the headwinds of mediocrity.
I did not. I did
All
not.
right.
I think a lot of people get too caught up in like some of those details. Like I guess if you went in
Yeah.
knowing his son directed it, you might be thinking that. But I just watched it not knowing anything, and I thought it was good. I watched this Korean movie called Harbin. It came out 2024. It's about like independence fighters fighting against Japan in like 1917 or something like that. Wasn't very good. You don't need to seek it out. It was okay, but not great. I watched F1 the movie, which a lot of people raved about. And you know what it felt like? It really felt like it was trying to cash in on the success of that Top Gun movie. It follows like the same kind of beats, honestly.
What is it?
F1 the movie. It's about it's that Brad Pitt
Formula
movie where he
racing.
formula. Yeah. It's really
is
the
it-
same thing. It's like an old dude comes in, teaches these young bucks how to do it, and they respect him in the end. It's kind of cheesy, man. It's a lot of people like raved about it, and I thought it
Yeah.
was really goofy, honestly. Whatever. I watched a movie called Love Brooklyn, which was a much more low-key movie about this writer who lives in Brooklyn and like loves these couple different women. It was pleasant. It was a good watch. I watched another movie that got a lot of buzz last year. It was Just an Accident. Have you guys seen this or heard about it?
No.
Oh, in Korea for it like had a ton of buzz, but the problem is it's a French language film, and I can't watch it in Korea because they'll do Korean subtitles with the French language. There's never any English subtitles. So I finally got a chance to watch it, and it was good. It was a really good movie. Black comedy, really dark. I rewatched Old Boy. Hadn't seen that in a bit, so I rewatched that. I watched Marty Supreme. This is the last thing I watched. I watched Marty Supreme, and during the movie, I said to myself, I have not been this stressed watching a movie since I watched Uncut Gems. Like I specifically remember watching Uncut Gems to be like, holy God, like this is like stressing me the fuck out, even though it's really well made. And then I was watching this and thinking the same thing, and I looked up fucking same director. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like just
Got to corner that market.
I don't think it's as good as Uncut Gems. Like I know this movie is getting like a ton of buzz. I think I have this little bit of thing. He's a good actor, I guess, but I think what's his name is way too overhyped, and I think he's not as good an actor as everybody makes him out to be. Old Timothy Chalamet, whatever. Yeah,
Timothy Charlemagne.
my boy. But like he's kind of one of those things where I'm like, yeah, he's good, I guess, but I think he's too overhyped at this point for me, and I kind of just have this little bit of dislike against him. But yeah, it's a very stressful movie. Very, very, very. It's one of those things where like something happens and then you think that they've solved the problem, and then another bigger problem comes along immediately after, and it's just like keeps doing that over and
I'm a little
over and
surprised
over.
you
Like
didn't bring up Beau is Afraid. That's what I.
yeah,
That's
Bo's,
more stressful than
yeah,
Uncut
that's
Gems for me.
true. Yeah, the only thing about Bo's Afraid is it's like so dreamlike logic, whereas these movies are very grounded and feel realistic. So it's kind of difference there. Yeah, but that's it. All the things I've been watching. Let's go to our hotline screams. We got any of those?
We got
a couple
two.
hotline screams.
All right,
Let's do it.
Hotline scream.
If you guys would like to call in and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. 2 voicemails this week. First up, we're going to hear from our biggest fan, Nas. Let's hear what he's got to say.
What's up, guys? It's Nas here. I heard y'all's last episode on Begonia, and yes, you are right. I didn't call in for the past 3 or 4 weeks, I think. It's been busy, as I can say it like that. But anyways, I wanted to wish y'all and everyone listening a happy New Year, and I hope y'all enjoy it. And for you guys, the Straight Chilling crew, I hope you are all proud of yourselves because you gave us another banging year, a year full of banging episodes. Maybe not all movies were great, but all episodes and your commentary and everything was great. I truly hope y'all are proud of yourself on what you established over those, what is it, 12, 13 years, maybe even longer. I don't know. But just want you guys to know that you're doing a great job. You're inspiring a lot of people and you're making a lot of people happy, maybe mad, but that's just fun, right? But anyways, guys, I hope this year will be another year with great episodes. I don't hope that. I know that. I know it will be. Also, I have a question for everyone, since I think this voicemail is going to be played right before, or maybe even on, the episode where we all are doing your top 10 of the year. So I want to hear people's top. I'm going to do my top 3 of the year of 2025. Let's hear people's top 3. My top 3 only has 1 horror film on it, so don't be mad at me. I'm gonna do like from the whole year, not only horror movies. So number 3 is Sinners. Number 2 is the F1 movie, and then number 1 is Superman. Yeah, that's it. For horror, I haven't seen a lot of horror this year, and not every horror was that great. Everybody says weapons, but I don't like weapons that much. Maybe a hot take, but hey. Anyways, guys, love you and keep chilling. Bye-bye.
All right. I always am proud of my banging, personally.
We're inspirational.
I tell myself that every day. I look myself in the mirror and I say, Juice, you're an inspiration.
Yeah,
You're inspiration.
Way to go on the banging year.
Yeah.
Another year
We
full
always
of banging.
our episodes are full of banging. That's for sure.
I wish.
How's that?
Do you?
Always.
Ah.
Very sweet message from our
Thank
boy
you.
Nos. Thanks
Thank you,
very
Nos.
much.
I'm sorry I gave you a little shade in my F1 review there. I guess a lot of people liked it.
A lot of people, yeah. Solid top 3, man.
and-
Thanks
yeah,
for
I forgot
calling
Superman
in.
came out last year.
And he
yeah.
brought us our prompt for next week. So
Yeah.
kudos.
Doing our job for us. I didn't see F1 or that Superman movie. A lot of people love that Superman movie.
That Superman movie I did like. Yeah, I liked Superman. I forgot it came out last year, but that was like the kind of, a big, it's like summer blockbuster, fun.
Yeah.
I remember going to see it. We saw it in the big crazy theater that's got the couches and like you lay down and stuff like that. And it was a fun watch.
The lay down couches.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Full of banging.
That's a banging episode.
Yeah. Thanks for calling us, man. Happy New Year to you as well. I hope you're doing just fine. You rang it in, kept all your digits, didn't blow any of them off. And keep calling.
It's a
man.
uniquely American thing, I think.
Maybe so.
I think
Other
so.
countries have fireworks. It's not just
No, but they don't blow it.
Just
blow
blowing
apart
your
their
fucking
bodies
fingers
as
off.
I
well,
don't think
think.
there's like a whole lot of personal fireworks, not explosives, maybe some sparklers and maybe a Roman candle, but
Just a little row of
not
TNT
mortars.
here and there.
People aren't lighting mortars in their backyard.
They just don't have
they're
enough
just
freedom.
not
in
living
them.
right.
You know what? They just need more freedom.
That's the
That's what-
problem. Is that,
We're lousy with freedom over here.
yeah.
I'll
Oh, yeah,
trade
we're big.
a couple of my
We're big on
digits for
freedom. And if you
any
don't agree, we're
day.
going to militarily force you to join us.
I've never felt more free in my life. Oh god damn! Thanks for calling, Nos. Hey, we got one more voicemail
I wish
to get
Korea
to.
had some more freedom. I'll tell you what.
Dude, I'll send you a mortar or two. I got you, bud. I got you.
Send it right through the mail. There's no problem there.
No, zero problem. I'll throw in some cocaine for you too.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
That's real freedom. We got one more voicemail. We're gonna hear from our boy Brandon. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hey, it's the Squatch. Brandon. Listen, you jackasses. Iron Lung. You guys were just talking about all the movies that came out in the most recent episode. Iron Lung is a movie that's coming out that was created and produced and directed by the YouTuber Markiplier, Mark Fishbot. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not another Iron Man movie. It's a small, indie made movie. So you can check it out. Maybe cover it. Get it out there. Get it to the masses. Also, do what you've been watching more often. All right. That's all I wanted to share. I hope you guys have a great Thursday or whatever day it is when you listen to it. Probably Sunday, or even Friday. Who knows? Saturday? Could be. Probably not.
Wednesday. Oh.
Most likely Sunday or Monday. But could be a Tuesday. Okay, bye!
It's a Tuesday in the States.
We skipped 1 week.
The cadence difference is leagues apart here.
Yeah.
I am very vaguely aware that there is a person called Markiplier, Mark, whatever his fucking name is.
Never heard that name before. Or
That's
about
not a
that
selling
movie.
point for me. I don't know who this fucker is.
Yeah.
So,
A
you're gonna have to
YouTuber
tell us what
making
the
a
movie's
movie
about.
is not a big sell there, guy.
Yeah,
I mean, it can be obviously we've liked quite a few.
I made a movie.
but
It's called Solid
but the
Gold
movie
Star.
itself was
I mean,
good,
you know.
and then I decided that they were interesting people after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, YouTubers have made amazing films. I've just never heard of this guy or of this movie. Doesn't mean it's good or bad, but if there's a trailer out there, maybe we can hunt it down and have a gander.
If it's not Epic Mealtime, I don't know shit about it.
Dude,
If they don't eat epic bacon in mass, is it even
Are they
a
still
YouTube
going?
movie?
I have no idea.
Man,
Probably.
I wonder
For
if
some
they
reason, that is
are.
the only thing that popped.
Fucking epic
Just I pulled
mealtime.
over
Can't
like
wait for
12
Sean Evans
years
lighting
ago.
up the screen.
My boy Muscles glasses over here.
Muscles.
God damn, dude.
Salad Fingers, the
That's
movie.
legit like 15 years old.
Digging deep into the
God
bank.
Unforgivable.
damn, dude.
The Unforgivable Chronicles.
Dude, the trilogy we all been waiting for.
Mhm. Finally getting all those unanswered questions answered.
God damn, most people
Took
have
her over
no
to the
clue what the
silver
fuck.
Were those
ball.
waffle fries really free?
My boy Muscles glasses.
My God.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, he's one of the
It's from Epic
characters.
Mealtime. One of the guys.
Yeah, from Epic Mealtime.
Oh, I never watched that shit.
No.
It's very dumb, but I enjoyed it.
It's making a comeback. It's cool now.
It's
Again.
cool. It was never lame, actually. It's only always been cool.
Directed
like
by
Creed.
Binging with Babish.
If you're listening,
Oh,
I call
man.
in if you're listening to Creed these days, but you have no idea that they used to be fucking a joke or
Lame
cringe.
as hell. Yeah, let us know what that's like.
Yeah,
They're getting their
let us know.
their flowers now, but I don't know if those flowers are very deserved, personally.
They're flowers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting turn of events regarding Creed. Thanks for calling in there, Brandon, Mr. Squatch. Always good to hear from you, brother. Hope you had a happy new year. Kept all your digits. I bet Brandon knows about Epic Mealtime. I bet you he does.
Why? Because
He just told us about a YouTuber movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they were all Canadians. I wonder if he's hangs
They're
out
all in
with
a
them on the
chat room
weekends.
together. I'm
They
sure.
probably are best friends.
They most likely are neighbors.
I'm
most
positive they're related.
Not like Canada's big or anything.
They go to the same
thanks,
Tim Hortons or some shit.
Thanks for calling, man. Again, if you guys would like to call in, hit us up at 904-638-3231. Let us know. Just like Nas requested, what your favorite movies of 2025 are. Also, if there's anything else you're looking forward to for 2026, let us know. What are you looking forward to?
Got any hidden gems from 2025? One that like nobody ever really talks about, but you thought
Got any
was
like
really
YouTuber movies we could
banging?
question the validity of? That would be great.
I would say like it was just an accident was probably one people should maybe seek out if they're looking for a good movie.
Looking for a good time. It was just an accident. Let's check it out. So yeah, next week we are going to be talking about our top 10 of 2025. Finally running it down, running it back, talking about the good, also probably some of the bad. So tune in.
Well, we usually do.
We usually tend to fixate on the bad, actually.
We usually bitch and moan for a little bit.
What are y'all's numbers looking like? What do you think? How many did y'all watch this year? Just to give a little tease. What was your?
I watched 36.
God, y'all are beating me. What's your Bob?
I
What, you like
watched
69.
No, 52. And there was probably another 5 or so that I started, and I was like, I just don't give a fuck. And then turned it off.
Megan Part 2 fits in that
25.
category for me.
I'm gonna watch
What'd you
like
say?
only like 25. I mean, I'll try to hit 30. Kind of weak. Actually, I got like 5 days.
Nobody's expecting validity from this conversation, so it's fine.
Oh boy.
I think we'll come out with a pretty solid list. I feel
I've got a pretty
confident.
solid list.
Sure, yeah.
I'm happy with my top 10.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah,
Watched a lot of stuff.
I think there's a couple I'm missing. I'll try to squeeze them in.
Squeeze them in. Yeah, tune in next week and find out what we thought about 2025. We're on social media. Check us out. Straight Chilling Podcast will pop right up. If you'd like to join in the daily Slack channel conversations, why not join up now? It's a new year. We talk about the movie of the week. We talk about video games, TV shows, new trailers that drop, horror news. We also share pictures of our cute little puppies and cats and whatever other animals. We talk about football. It's a good time. It's a lovely community
a lot
of
about our sex lives.
horror nerds.
Big conversation going on these.
But only after dark.
We don't really. Sometimes Juice gets drunk when he's on the train riding home, and he's like, "All right, lay the questions out there.
But
Let's
it's
get
like
weird."
10 a.m. for everyone else.
It's 10 a.m. Yeah. So like we're having coffee.
I'm
like,
wasted on Friday night. Everybody's waking up to go to work.
Yeah, so if that sounds interesting to you, hit us up on one of those social media outlets and I'll send you a link so you can join in on the daily Slack channel conversations. Mainly checking Instagram these days, so I would recommend hitting us up on Instagram, or you can send us an email. You can hit us up.
Message us on Facebook. That's a bad.
No, fuck Facebook. I'm just not
bad
gonna
idea.
ever know what's happening.
We'll never check.
You'll never hear from us. But yeah, Instagram is a good way to contact us. Also, you can send us an email, straight chilling with a G podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Hit us up. Yeah. All right. That does it this week. And until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
All right.